I do appreciate you coming by. It'll catch up there in a minute, Kate. It's 10 seconds behind. Okay, so we are going to talk a little bit and get things going here with the chill like we did last week. Kate started a wood burning piece. And again, this is kind of unusual for most people because you guys, you know, normally I do some sort of show where we're hanging out, talking and jiving and shucking, and this time there's no real agenda. We're just going to watch Kate burn and do some pyrography, and if you missed it, you can always check it out last time. You'll get an idea of what that looked like too. So she's going to do part 2 of this project. So I'm going to bring you over to let you take a look at what that looks like. So Kate, they can now see your screen, and if you want to say hi, let me unmute you. Go ahead and say hey.
Hey everyone, thanks for showing up again, or if it's your first time, just kick back and relax.
All right, so that was Kate's 2 cents. She's going to start, and then I'm going to play some chill music, and we're going to get down to it. After that, there's not a whole lot else going on. So you guys just, as you come in, feel free to say hello and your 2 cents. Hey everybody. Everyone. Just taking a little bit for people to filter in because I am late and I bet people think I'm not streaming. So we'll just have to wait a little bit, but let me get some music going for you guys that are coming in. Hey Philip, thanks for joining us and watching. We're just getting started here. I imagine the room will fill up in a little bit. I assume this is going out to the public because well, we are just chilling out today. Finishing the second piece here. Let me know if the music's too loud. I can turn it down, give me a little feedback. Or if I'm too quiet, let me know. Kate, did you start the Facebook thing? It's rolling. If you guys are joining us, Kate is actually doing a live wood burning here. We've tried to change the studio around and set up a little bit. So hopefully you guys are seeing a little more of what's going on with a clearer picture. Last time we did this, it was a little too blurry. So, and people are slowly kind of streaming in because we are about 20 minutes late, so sorry about that. I usually start at noon. If you guys coming in, feel free to start talking to each other and saying hey. This is kind of just a chill, relaxed session. If you have questions for Kate or me, I'll take any questions you have, or any questions you have for Kate about burning, or anything really. Just feel free to ask. very weird. YouTube's acting weird. Like, I mean, it's getting the signal, but there's like nobody here, which is unusual. I wonder if there's some sort of like it never announced it. Anyway, I'll go put it out. We've got a few viewers, but there's let me make sure it's working. This is I've never seen such a quiet room. Ah, there you are, Vicky. Hey, thanks for giving me. We were starting to worry this wasn't working. Nobody was here, and I think YouTube like hiccuped and didn't announce it or something. Because it's acting strange today. So hi Vicky, how are you? Good to see you. Kate is finishing this piece up, and it should be good to go. Looks like everything is connected, Kate. It's just taking a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Tell you people are watching it. Alright, cool. Well, hello to you folks on Facebook. This is the very first time we've ever streamed to Kate's Facebook. I don't have a Facebook, but she has a Facebook. But if you want to say hi, Kate, and welcome everyone, you're welcome to. If you know who's streaming. I can turn your sound back on here.
Hey everyone, welcome. Thanks for watching. I'm just gonna chill out today on my day off and do some wood burning. This is what I do in my free time, and I really enjoy it. It's relaxing, meditative, and you know, takes some skill. So I enjoy it. Enjoy the show.
Guys, I'm doing a new setup. Kate just talked. Vicky and Ray, if you could let me know if you heard her okay. I want to make sure you guys can hear her. So, would you mind giving me some feedback? We're a little, we're still trying to figure out this whole new setup. You heard Kate talk, Vicky? Okay, they say the sound's good, they can hear you. Everything I think is up and working. We're starting to have people come in now. Alright, I think just YouTube didn't send out an announcement out or something. Yeah, I've never tied in Facebook before. Maybe that's something to do with being streamed to so many places at once. And she looks okay. She says she hears you fine. Let me unmute you so you can talk whenever you want, Kate.
Okay, that sounds good.
I hope they're not getting an echo. Guys, we're set up so we are only about 10 feet away, and we're not sure if we're picking up each other's microphones. I can't really hear what you guys are hearing, so let me know if there's an echo. Otherwise, I'll just leave it open. No echo at this time. Thanks for the feedback, Vicky. I can't really tell on here. I'll try to stay quieter. Is the music too loud, Vicky, or are we good there? I'll turn down a little bit. And the picture quality should be much better this time. It looks much clearer going out. At least on my end it looks good. Perfect. Excellent. Vic, thanks for the talk. How's your ATV going? How's your... I failed at fixing my snowblower, by the way. I had to give up. And I gave it to a neighbor to fix because... so for you guys that don't know, I had this... we got this snowblower as a gift from Kate's parents, and it was really not working well. And I changed the oil, I changed the spark plug, but I was getting ready to clean the carb, and then we just got killed by snow, and I don't have a place to do it warm like a shop. And so I finally just gave up and gave it to my neighbor. So, there you go. Picture is way better. Cool.
Oh, good.
Oh, Unirock, man. What's happening, my man? How are you? Yeah. Kate is doing a live stream. If you guys don't know, Kate has a store on Etsy where she sells her wood burned artwork like this, and it takes her years to really get this skill down. She's been at it over 13, 14 years, something like that, and she puts up handmade things. Each one of these pieces take anywhere from, depending on how big the piece is, 4 to 10 hours. And I can link, I'll put a link in the description to our Etsy store, and I'll even show it to you if you guys want to see it. Yeah, Uni, I'm actually streaming to DLive and Facebook. This is the first time we've ever streamed to Facebook. Kate has a Facebook page, so we're streaming to her Facebook. So anyone watching on Facebook, I'm not positive I can see the comments, but Kate can. Kate should,
I can. I got it open.
She should be able to see you guys.
Oh, Denise says, what a nice, peaceful way to spend time. Love it.
Denise Vote?
Yeah, vote.
Vote, I mean?
Denise Vote.
Hey, man, I haven't heard from you forever, Denise. How are you doing? Gosh, man. I miss you guys. How are you? Are you freezing to death out there? Boats are cool cats. We like them. Yeah. They helped put our house together when we moved here. I'm glad you can dig it, Denise. And Kate, if you speak loud enough, they should be able to hear you. I'll jack your volume way up.
Okay. It sounds good. Can you hear me now?
I believe so. Yeah, I'll show you guys. You want to see her store a little bit? I'll show you what it looks like. I just got to move some windows around. Let me jump over to... So this is her store on here. It's over at Etsy. So if you guys are on Etsy, it would be a real nice thing to do to favorite her store. It does help with people finding stuff. The thing is she got pretty picked over for Christmas time, so there's not a lot in here right now. She's rebuilding her stock. But you can get an idea of the level of detail of these things. They're very detailed for the price. I think everybody says she's way too cheap. These things are, so she'll pick a mandala or a flower and design these things one at a time. And here's like a Celtic tree. Anyway, if you're on Etsy, you can find it by looking at Burnt Birch. That is the name of her store. So it's just go on over to Etsy and type in the word Burnt Birch. Alright, I'm going to go take you back to Kate now.
Welcome back.
Yeah, Vicky, I'm not on Facebook either. I have people were all like, oh, you're faking it, you're gonna quit, you're gonna come right back, and I haven't been back in 3 years, man. I'm done with Facebook. There's so many cool different alternative platforms. I'm starting to play around at Minds. I'm playing with Steven. It's been good. And currently I've been really, like for video uploading, I've been putting a lot of time over at the library. So they're all cool. I don't really need to use Facebook anymore. There's mine's is like Facebook but without the censorship and algorithms. It's pretty cool. Like let me see if I can show you it here. Yeah, mine's here at the bottom. That's the logo. You can find them. So let me bring you back to if you're interested in getting off Facebook, that's definitely a good place. Yeah, Unirock, if you got a Facebook, I mean, people still use it, jam it, man. I just don't have one. I mean, I have one, but I don't want to turn it on. It would be very hypocritical when I'm like, I'm never going back to Facebook to be like, well, I'm going to turn it on just for streaming. You know, I can't do it, but I don't mind helping Kate out. She's got a good Facebook crowd there, so. You guys like the Indian music? Hey, Waffles. Did you come in to just... I don't know what's going on, but YouTube didn't make an announcement about this. I've never seen a stream this low. So, oh well. Thanks for coming, you guys. I appreciate you coming in. So, we got a Twitch person watching. Hey, thanks for watching over at Twitch. Much appreciated. And on Pinterest. Thank you. Not Pinterest, Periscope. I don't know why I keep saying Pinterest. Oh, Vicky, really? So you didn't get a live notification, you just saw me post? Yeah, I don't think a live notification went out. I don't know what... That's pretty crazy. That's really odd. I don't know why, I've never seen it do that before. Well, maybe it'll send it out. Whatever. We'll just hang out and they can pick it up later. So you guys found out when I posted on Discord. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on because, like I said, I've never seen it this low, but, you know, YouTube hiccups once in a while. Maybe it didn't send anything out. Waffles, how are you doing? Last time she came, she got all hypnotized and just sat here. She chilled out. So Kate is working on the same piece as before, if you guys are tuning in late and want to check this out. And you can, hopefully, we'll go until she finishes this piece today, depending on how well her hands hold up. This takes a lot of hand strength, repetitive motion. Hey Kate,
yeah.
Can you tell them how long you have into this piece right now?
Oh god, I don't know. To be honest, I used to try to keep track of the time. I would have like a stopwatch, and I was trying to figure out how to price things, because pricing a work of art is very difficult to figure out what it's worth. I mean, who knows? It's totally subjective. So I'd time myself, and what happened was I would forget to stop the timer, I would forget to start the timer. It just became like, you know, just like, it took away from the art, put it that way. So I don't use a timer, I don't time myself, I have no idea how long it was taken, but it's definitely been upwards of 6 hours, probably 7 at this point, and I haven't even started the shading and detail work. This is just the initial outline, and then I go back in and shade and do details after this. So that's another while, and then I have to I erase any pencil lines after all that. I spray it with polyurethane, and then I have to finish the back, which gets all like dirty. So I have to clean this up, probably sand it. And then what I do is I got a brand made. I don't know if you can see that.
Hold it. back it up a little?
I can't. It's on
Right
a long
there.
handle.
Oh, okay.
But it's a pretty heavy duty brand, so I'll heat it up with a propane torch and just brand the back. And then I also have to finish it with like a picture hanger thing on the top. So there's a lot left. All in all, it'll probably take, oh gosh, it's hard to say, maybe 9 hours for this one, but I'm not totally sure. I don't really keep track very well, so hopefully that answered it for you. Part of what I like about doing this is that I forget about time. I could do this 10 hours straight and it would feel like 30 minutes sometimes. So it's very meditative, it's very peaceful, and it's fun. So, now you know.
I want to say thanks to, I'm streaming on other platforms over at DLive, and I have Ymirzev. Thanks for watching in the comments. I appreciate that. And you now. Oh, right on. No echo. Oh, Jeanette, do you have sound over at you now? So there was a problem for you guys watching at you now that whenever I stream, the sound wouldn't work. So if you have sound, would you let me know there? I see some people in you now. Hear this. I think Jeanette was responding, but she said no echo. So if you're over at you now, drop me a quick line and say, hey, I'm watching you. Wow, all right. Did you get a comment over?
My boss is watching, Linda.
Well,
She
say
says,
to her,
hi
she can hear
Kate,
you.
yay, great job.
What does she do? Aren't you working, Linda? What are you doing?
No, she's on vacation.
Oh, very cool. That's cool that she tuned in to watch. So if you guys just tuning in, this really isn't a regular morning show. This is just a chill show we're doing today. Kate and I have decided to kind of work together and showcase her art some and let you guys chill out and watch it. We're just playing some chill music, and it's very meditative to sit and watch this stuff. Tell Linda there's people on the live chat saying hi to her over at Facebook. I can't seem to get the Facebook to pull into here, the regular chat, but everywhere else the chats are all intermingled. So what's cool is I stream to multiple platforms. So if you're over at Twitch or you're over at DLive or YouNow and all this, that you can actually, a lot of these platforms cross over and can talk to each other. So I have a program running that lets them all pull to one place. But Facebook doesn't. Facebook is its own rebel animal that never wants to cooperate with anyone else. Jeremy C says, I don't know if you can see, Kate, if you're watching on the
I have
YouTube
I have my
open.
Facebook page open right now.
Yeah. All right, I'll read
So-
you the comments if you want.
Sure.
Jeremy C says, I love the Celtic designs. We'll have to get one of these. Thanks for sharing your talent and art with us. Thanks,
Well,
Jeremy.
I appreciate your saying all that nice stuff. I really enjoy it. And I guess I could adequately call it a labor of love because I really love doing it. So, thank you.
Jeremy's working, but he'll be listening. Yeah, you can just chill and... This is a total different vibe. I'm not really doing a live show now. I will be doing a show on Saturday at noon. I do not have guests lined up, but the topic is going to be about dark matter. So if you want to tune in for that, got this. We're going to talk about dark matter, how it works around the universe, and is thought actually dark matter? Is thought energy really dark matter? And it's this idea I've been thinking about. So we're going to discuss that, and we're going to also talk about how people, they're starting to discover more and more how brains are connected, that there's send-off signals that other brains can pick up on without any language at all. So is it a form of some sort of quantum energy we don't understand yet? There's some sort of connection between brains. They've been saying that they're kind of just like the articles I saw said brains are broadcasting their own Wi-Fi. So we're going to talk about that, and hopefully you guys can join me Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time. For you international folks, that will be New York time. Thanks, Miss Waffles. Yeah, it should be a good show. I would like to get a guest or two, but Unirock's always sleeping at that time. And I'm not sure who else to get that would... Maybe Case. Case might be a good person to get on thought energy. So, if you guys have a guest you want to see and you want to help me get in touch with them, we have some time. So. Alright. We are listening to the sounds of Kevin MacLeod. It is copyright-free, royalty-free music. You guys can get it too. This way, YouTube doesn't punish me and throw me out. Thanks, Vicky. I appreciate you tuning in so much. How are you guys holding up in Canada? Is it like, are you guys buried already? Pilgrim, dark matter, it's just a thing I have in my brain, and I don't know why. I've been dreaming a lot about it, thinking, you know, one, is dark matter even real? It's all theory. Nobody really knows. But is it really thought energy? Like, are these strings of energy that connect the universe thought? You know, some people think that the fifth dimension's actually just thought. You know, that there's time's the fourth dimension, and maybe thought is the fifth dimension. And so we're gonna dive deep into it. So Paul says, I love me some Case. He's exactly what I'm going through. Case is always great. I really like him. He's hard to get because, you know, where's he right now? El Salvador, Nicaragua, I forgot which country. But, so his internet stream's always terrible. But, we'll see. Mexican internet's not the best either when he's down there. But, you know, I should really start going back through some of my old guests and inviting them back on a little bit. Because it's been a long time since I've had some of these people on. But we don't really talk about much of the same stuff anymore, so... Hey, if you're joining me over at YouNow, I see Kim. Hey, thanks for the comment, Kim. Kim, can you hear me? I'm not sure if the sound's working. So if the sound's working, you can hear me. Would you give me some feedback over there on YouNow? Appreciate that, Kim. Thanks so much. If you have any comments on Facebook, Kate, let me know.
Angel is also watching. Mary Sorens. Tim Shirley, my childhood friend. He's out there somewhere. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are joining us. Mary Sorens, I miss you guys. I miss the Sorens. I love them.
I know.
It's a Pork Fest. I guess your other friends are from work there. So hi, work friends. I've met Angel a few times. Angel, you're a cool cat. Kate says you're expecting. Congratulations.
And congrats to Brian as well.
Oh, yeah. Miss Waffles. Okay, Captain Waffles. I would love to have him on the show. I don't know where he is right now. Is he still in the States or is he back in the Caribbean? So if he wants to be a guest, man, hell yeah. I'd love to have him on. That'd be a cool topic. Flymus, hey, thanks for joining us. If you guys are just kind of straggling in, some reason YouTube did not send a notification out, so like it's kind of quiet in here. But I have a feeling that it's just going to catch up later and drop out. Metinavar, are you, I don't know if anyone can hear me at Union. No one will respond. It's like, every time I ask, so I'm thinking they can't hear me. It's some sort of problem. Hopefully they'll fix it one of these days. A Green, thanks for subscribing. Very groovy of you. Appreciate that. Waffles, he's already back. Yeah, if he wants to come on, man, that'd be great. Because I got a decent grip of science and quantum mechanics and stuff, but I'm more of a spiritual guy, so, you know, I'm gonna obviously talk about those ramifications and those connections, so we'll bounce back and forth between, you know, like we do on this show, between science and spirit, so it'll be an interesting, I think it'll be an interesting topic. I've got some ideas I want to talk about. Hey Omar, thanks for coming in. Omar, did you get a notice on YouTube? Is that gone out yet, or is this just did you just see it over at the Afterglow chat? So let me know. You didn't either. Wow. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys found your way over here. And just so you remember, usually I have a show Tuesdays at noon. So I just me and Kate are starting to showcase some art, so it was nice just to take a break and not have to host a full-blown show today, and just have a chill session, play some music, and watch some art. Now, if you guys don't know what a mandala is a sacred geometry figure repeating patterns. It's usually based on something in nature, or a Fibonacci sequence, or something like that. Like this one here is inspired by a daisy Kate's working on. You know, Pilgrim, I should send out an email invite. I didn't think about it. I just went. I usually send it after it's done, but I should have. We didn't know we were going to do this today until about 2 hours ago, so like I just wasn't prepared. Next time I'll blast an email out. And the other thing, guys, is if YouTube doesn't give you notifications, go sign up at Twitch. I have a Twitch channel. It's in the link below, in the description below. If you sign up and follow me at Twitch, where, you know, you hit the little, I forgot what it just says at Twitch. It's like, notify me when they go live. Twitch never fails. I had to sign up, because I missed so many Unirock shows, I had to sign up at Twitch. So I would get a notification. So if you guys want to start signing up at Twitch, if you happen to be over there, you'll be happy. So I'll let you guys chat a little amongst yourself, and I'll shut up so you can enjoy this. Unless, Kate, you want to talk to anybody over at Facebook?
I'm just good chilling right now. I think it's the right thing to do right now. Just chill, everyone. Relax, unwind, and perhaps meditate. That's what I kind of do. People think that to meditate you have to do some crazy hard stuff, but really, it's pretty easy. You just relax. Relax and pay attention. That's it.
If you guys tuning in, Kate is burning on basswood. She normally works in birch. This is called basswood. It is about almost an inch thick. With the
yeah, I can actually show the thickness. I don't know if that's too close to the camera, but
you can see it in your own stream there, Kate. Oh yeah, there you go. How do you like working on basswood?
Actually, basswood is I believe it's the standard for wood burning. It's and now I see why. I love it. It's like butter. There are a lot of woods, the very sappy woods, especially with like thick growth rings. Between each ring is sap, and so you have to go through all these like hurdles to get anything done. And when you touch a 950-degree Fahrenheit metal object to sap, it just spreads out everywhere. It pools. It's a real problem to work with any sappy wood with this. And so this really doesn't have any sap at all, and I love it. So I will probably be working with more basswood in the future. It's just a really, really nice feel to it. You know, a lot of what wood burning is feel. It burns through. It really is like a hot knife through butter. Actually, is a really good description of what it feels like. Maybe a little more give than that, but it's very easy to burn on this type of wood. And so I am just enjoying the new sensation. Not having to struggle through any sap rings. And birch is also good though. I like birch a lot. Hence my name. Burn birch.
There's some questions in the chat I want to handle for you, Kate.
Sure.
Char says, does Kate sell these? Yeah, I'll show you her store real quick. She has a store on Etsy you can order. So you'll actually be able to buy this piece if you want. Here's a picture of some of the stuff over at her store. It's called Burnt Birch. So if you're on Etsy, you can see it over here at burntbirch.com. Oh. Get an idea. Now it has been picked over a lot from Christmas. There's not much left in here, but you can see she does have everything is pretty much some sort of mandala patterns mainly. Even the animal stuff has beautiful edging and artwork, and there's even stuff on the backs. And since we live up north in the mountains, we have a lot of northern things like mooses and Canadian leaves and porcupines and bears. Maple leaves, Canadian. They're Canadian leaves. I can't think of anything else. There's also smaller stuff she does. She does like you know, some of the Liberty Movement stuff. You'll see some little earrings here for and some Bitcoin logos and you know, wall hangers.
Art, connecting with nature, this brings it all together for me, so I really enjoy mandalas.
Okay, I'm going to turn your volume up a little. They're saying they can't hear you very well. Can you hear her yet? Can you guys give us some feedback? Miss Waffles, can you hear her? Kate, can you talk?
Hello, I am talking. Can you hear me?
Alright. Kate, Omar wants to know if you could test the keychains to see if they float. Because fishermen use floating keychains. And I guess he's a fisherman that wants to...
Oh, well that is a very interesting idea. I don't know if they float. I never really tossed one into the water, but I could try it out and let you know. It's an interesting idea for sure. And yeah, it would sure be a lot better than those closed cell foam floating keychains that they have. Those things are gross. So thanks for the idea. Sometimes I spin I spin it around so I can get good angles all the time. A lot of it's about angles. But sometimes I'll spin it and I can't find where I was, so I like sit here like looking at it, trying to figure out what I was doing at the time. Sometimes I just can't. I give up and just work somewhere else, and then I discover it later. But that's what I'm doing when I'm just sitting here staring. Trying to figure out where the part I was working on went. Can they hear me now?
Yeah, they say the sound was working. I guess I had you turned down too much, or maybe the music was too high. So
okay.
I jacked your sound.
Oh, good.
You kind of mumbled.
Okay.
Do you want to say anything to anyone watching on YouTube? I can't see them.
Angel says I mentioned her. Hi, Angel. You are famous. You are streaming on, like... well, your name is streaming on, like, I don't know, a bunch of different platforms. I don't even know.
We are on, if you count Facebook, 8 platforms right now.
We're streaming currently on 8 different platforms. I don't know, what are they all? That is a lot.
We are, the main one obviously is YouTube Live. I'm also on D Live, which is Decentralized Live Network. I'm on YouNow. I'm on Twitch. I'm on Periscope. I'm on Shoutcast. And I'm on Mixer.
Wow.
I'm also on now Facebook, apparently.
And
so
Facebook.
Does she trace the picture or freehand it? Both?
Both, yep. Depends what I'm going for. Most of this is free-handed.
She did just buy a Spirograph.
I did.
So I think
which I need to flash because it's my favorite.
Yeah, show
so it. I learned... Oh, I don't want to burn the box. I learned about mandalas from a very early age. My mom got me a Spirograph, which basically the whole thing makes mandalas of different types, depending on which parts you use, which gears you put together. So that started my my love of mandalas probably at age 4 or maybe even 3. No, I think around age 4 I started doing that. So I've kind of been into mandalas since 1981. Yep. There you go. A long time.
Vicky loved the Spirograph. Yeah. No doubt. Spirograph's fun, man. I used to burn through paper so much. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when you're a little kid, especially in the 80s, paper wasn't that easy to get. Like, we would burn through paper and my mom would be like, no, that's all you got.
You know what we used? We used dot matrix printer paper.
Well, that's a 90s. Yeah, right? You guys remember the dot matrix? It would scream when it printed. It would screech and go.
It was the best.
And then you'd have to tear the edges off, the perforation.
Oh yeah, the edges. I hated tearing the edges off. Now I kind of miss it, you know?
Yeah, and then there would be like, you would try to remove the paper and it would always rip wrong and rip half your damn page. You remember that? Oh, man. Yeah, dot matrix printers. We actually saw one working like 2 years ago. We rented a truck and they were still using a dot matrix printer. At
Yeah,
the U-Haul
I think
place.
it was a
A
U-Haul.
budget. It was budget. Well, I guess
Or
that's why
budget. Yeah, maybe it was
budget.
budget. That would make more sense. Yep, they had a
We
dot
use
matrix printer
80s
still.
technology.
The poor guy behind the counter was mortified.
Oh man.
He's like, I'm so sorry, we still use this printer.
Pilgrim, I think paper was cheap, more expensive back then. Now it's like dirt cheap. You can get printer paper in stacks for like $5. But I remember in the 80s, paper was expensive, and my mom would get really mad because I would spirograph the crap out of everything. And I remember she'd buy like construction paper. And construction paper was pretty expensive too. The colored paper.
Yeah, I didn't get
real
much of
thick.
it. Yeah, it was a rare event. Put it that way.
Yeah. Char says, my parents never purchased enough, always drawing. Yeah, you just burn through it. Like, you know, as a little kid, you can go through a notebook like this in an afternoon just drawing.
Yeah.
Especially with like a spirograph, you know, you can just jam through. I was always something, because didn't the spirograph, can you use it on regular paper, or do you have to buy special paper that fits in?
No, it's just any paper.
You can use any paper, right?
They give you paper.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's not that much.
Yeah, Miss Waffles, actually now I've been paper free for so long, except my let me change the music. I'm doing a bad job DJing. Except just like my cheap notebooks I buy, and I'll buy these at Walmart when they're on sale or something, you know, like I really get offended by having paper. Like, I hate getting mail. I hate it. I'm always like, why are you guys sending me? Just email me this stuff. Don't print out my bank statement and send it to me. You know, like the bank sends you constantly like just reminders to do stuff, or they'll try to sell you. And
Yeah, even if you opt out of their paper, you know, you get your statement electronically, they still send you stuff in the mail all the time. You still get paper, so it's a problem. I don't like it either.
Yeah, Pilgrim, I think it was back, you know, I grew up in the 70s, so it was back kind of then.
I have to blow my nose. I will be right back.
Yeah, alright. Intermission. Alright. Paul, she charges, it depends, like little magnets that stick to the fridge or something. She'll charge 25 to 35 bucks for like little tiny things, and then some of her, like something like this, I imagine this will be over 100 bucks easy. Because I mean, you guys see how many hours of work go into it. It's not, I mean, you know, say she's only making $10 an hour doing it. It's, you know, plus materials, plus power. You know, leaving that thing on for 10 hours ain't cheap. So, you know, all these things add up. Miss Waffles, your dad also notes that post office is hurting because of this, needing to find other routes to delivery. Yeah, the post office is so archaic. What the problem is they have so many ex-post workers that they have to pay pensions to, that the post office just has to have a reason to exist, or these poor people aren't going to get their pensions. It's such an archaic thing now. There's no reason UPS couldn't just run deliveries and everything else go to email at this point, and you know, just treat letters like regular deliveries. But yep. So that's what's up. Miss Waffles likes your intermission piece. So cute.
Thanks. I did that right before the show.
Kate, do you have a magnet-sized one you could show when you take a break?
Yeah, I just gotta get it out.
It's about the
right
size
next
of
to
the
me.
intermission thing, I think you saw.
What's that?
It's probably about the size of the intermission piece.
Oh, a big one?
Or one of your magnets that you would sell.
Well, I have multiple size magnets. Let me take a look here.
Because there's... Char says her boss is coming.
You know, I don't know. I don't have that many left. I mean, I have what I have on my website. That's it.
Oh, okay. There's not stuff that it's not listed. Okay.
No. And honestly, to me, it's not as interesting to me as, you know,
Yeah.
bigger works.
I think
It's
she's
like,
trying to move towards bigger, more complicated pieces.
Yeah, I did that stuff for festivals, and that's fine for festivals, and I made a lot of money doing that and stuff, but it's not fulfilling for me. I like the creativity of art and just kind of shooting from the hip at the time and stuff like that. Pre-planned pieces like that, I don't enjoy it quite as much.
So, Kate, some people are watching this from your work. Char, no, she had to run. She said her boss caught her.
Yeah,
She'll be back.
don't get caught at work watching this stream, please.
I know. Isn't your boss watching this?
If
Is Linda still watching this? Sorry,
I don't know
Linda.
if Linda's still watching, but she's on vacation, so
We
she's
shouldn't
allowed
say
to watch it.
anything.
If you're at work, don't watch this, or at least don't get caught.
Watch your
Okay.
break. Watch it. You guys get a long break. There you go. Oh, Pilgrim's splitting too. Later, bud.
Thanks for coming. It's all good.
Yeah, people come in and out of this. This is a chill session. We're just chilling. I am gonna change the music in a minute. We're gonna keep just trying different things. Vicky says at least it's safe for work. Yes, that is true. We're not streaming anything that is not safe for work.
Yeah, it's work safe. For sure. Your boss might even like it.
Miss Waffle says it's stress relieving. She can get a note from you at Taryn P. Lupo for her boss. Well, I'm still a licensed doctor here. I have the ability to write notes. That is true. I rarely use it though. It's been a long time since I wrote a note for a patient. Man, I used to give those things out like candy though, my patients. Anytime they were like, oh, I don't feel like going to work. Sure. Here you go. Like the whole idea that you have to bring a doctor's note is kind of offensive and silly.
You know what? I actually had to bring doctor's notes at university. I was like, man, I'm paying you $45,000 a year. I'm pretty sure I can handle it, buddy. No, it's
so
like
how much your dental hygiene school was? 40 grand a year.
University of Michigan was $45,000 a year,
Yeah, it's
not
crazy.
even including books or lodging or food or anything else, just
Education's
tuition.
so stupid how it's done now. I don't. mean,
But
I'm
I
paying
had
money
a
to
full
go.
scholarship. I had a full scholarship to Michigan. That's why I went there. Not a full scholarship, but I got a lot of money, put it that way. But still a little bit in debt here.
Oh, Pilgrim's still here. Okay. We have to pay for a doctor note here, $15 to $20. So
Oh,
in
that's
Canada, they actually charge you to get a doctor.
That's smart. Yeah.
I mean,
Then it would be a less abusive system. You actually have to
Well-
pay to get one. Yeah.
one of the things that used to annoy me was, now I was still in practice, like when paperwork was a thing, and people would want to come in and get a copy of their file, which means that I'd have to, some of these files were like 100 pages, and I'd have to take someone off the front desk for 45 minutes to sit with a machine and copy these files. And so we used to charge per page because it cost me an employee and a ream of paper to give you a damn file, and it would be like 20 cents a page, and people get so mad about paying for their files. And I was like, we don't make enough to to just give this away. And now it's like, can we just email it to you? What do you? Oh gosh, paper, man. I'm so glad to see paper going. Now, I mean, there's still some nice, getting a nice handwritten card, or I still use paper, like I talked about for goal setting. That paper, when you actually write something on paper, it rewires the brain. It's different than typing, and it puts that intention and focus more out. So, like if you're goal setting, it's like saying it to your subconscious over and over when you write it out. So I still do use paper, but I'm saying like junk mail and real paper sucks. Ugh. Although whenever I want to do a garden, I never have paper around when I want it. Like, you know, I throw newspaper down in the garden. It's never.
Actually,
then I never have enough.
we did cardboard this past summer, and it worked really well. The cardboard I love.
If you save cardboard boxes, you strip the tape off it, pull the staples, and you just lay cardboard down, and it worked great. If you guys that don't know, or if you haven't watched my channel, I do a lot of gardening stuff, and in the spring you'll see. I should have filmed that. The chip garden I made this time. I didn't actually film the process of doing it, but if we make a new one somewhere, I'll film it. Old books are one of my favorite smells ever.
Oh, I love old books.
It smells like mildew to me. I don't.
No. No, it's like a spicy old book smell. It smells spicy to me. I love that smell too. Old books that are not moldy, babe. They can be moldy, but that's not what we're talking about. Not that one. Yep. My headphones are caught in my work here.
Although Kate does wood burn, it smells pretty nice when she gets going in here. It smells like a fireplace a little bit. I miss having a fireplace. Like, it's very romantic to have a fireplace, but then after like a few weeks, you're like, man, I'm tired of cutting wood. We'll just use the gas. So I go back and forth on that one because I do like real fires, but I don't like the work in the mess. I don't know which one of those is going to win. If I had a real fireplace, how much I'd actually use it.
I would use the heck out of it.
Well, we have candles all over the house, and we never use them. I mean, we barely burn.
Well, the reason we don't use candles is because the cat does not understand candles. I'm afraid he'll light himself on fire. So
for you guys that are fans of the cat, he has been really bad lately. He is stretching out his freedom, and he is. Oh boy, he's been wanting to go out because, you know, up here in New Hampshire we've had -2 all the way to -10 degrees at night. I think one of them
-30 with wind chill.
Yeah, one of them got down to -30, and the cat wanted to go out in that crap all night. And he will meow and meow and meow, and it's one of these things that we argue about, but you know, like, it's a free cat. You know, he's used to living. We basically just let this stray cat come in, hang out with us, and leave. He doesn't really. I don't know how to explain.
He's adapted more to being more indoors than he was when he was wild.
Yeah,
but he is still very much a wild cat and loves being outside, even in the snow and the blizzard and the ice and the cold. So we were like, we kept him in for a few nights when it was like -30 with wind chill. And he wanted to go out and wanted to go out and wanted to go out. And finally, we did let him go out, and he got sick briefly. But he didn't seem to mind. He just stayed in for a day and then went out the next day. It's just the way he is.
Yeah, he's got a real thick coat now for the winter. Miss Waffle says, really thought her cat was smart enough. But he was really not. He stood right over a tea light with his fluffy butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they learn.
Yeah, I just don't think cats understand some human concepts.
Because we had the deal with our cats was, you know, yeah, I guess cats, I thought they would be smarter than dogs, because my dog definitely knew what the heater was. He was a big dog, and you could see pictures of them behind me, those three guys. They would, I lived in West Virginia, and they would block the heater. I only had one, like, space heater to keep the house warm. And he would lay in front of it so he'd absorb all the heat, and I would get so mad I'd put my ice-cold feet on him. And he would just get so, he'd like growl and grumble at me because I'd put my ice cube feet on it. You know, my icy toes. And he did not care for that. I don't know how many of you guys use your pets to warm your feet, especially up north. You guys do that? Hey, he hate me. Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate you coming. For some reason, YouTube hasn't notified anyone, so it's been pretty quiet in here today. But I am glad. We're gonna go hopefully till Kate finishes this piece, so we'll probably be streaming for a while. We're just gonna chill out, listen to music, grab a cup of coffee if you want. Stick your kitty foot warmers on.
Oh, I should have made coffee. That sounds really good. I might take an intermission later and make myself some coffee.
I think we might even
haven't had any yet today. Amazingly.
You should do hot cider, man. You got cider up the wazoo. You got to start another batch, man. You guys didn't know we brew cider at the house, hard cider over the winter. It's way cheaper than buying it. Make your own. It's super easy. So you're welcome.
That's good.
Go look at my stories about brewing. They're out there. Kate, I don't mean to ignore the people over at Facebook. If there's anyone you want to say.
There's nothing much going on. I know people are watching because I see the likes increasing. And I think people are just chilling out.
Well, hello to you guys over on Facebook. Feel free to actually comment over there. I cannot see it, but Kate can.
I can see it.
But she only checks every 10 minutes.
Yeah. A little focused on what I'm doing here, but I do, I am glancing up at Facebook, so I am seeing your stuff. Thank you, guys.
Miss Waffles, are you a coffee drinker? She says, yes, Kate, indulge in the yummy coffee goodness. You deserve some for making us all warm and fuzzy with the awesome chill session.
Wow, thank you.
Pilgrim says, is there a difference between cider and mead? Why, yes, there is. I actually have tutorials on how to make cider and one on how to make mead. Mead is honey wine. It is wine, making wine with a honey base. Hard cider is using apples, although a lot of people backfill it with maple to give it a little maple taste too. No, Flyness, I am not on Facebook, but Kate is. So she is streaming to her Facebook page. It is the very first time we've ever streamed to Facebook, so I'm trying to get feedback if it's even working or if the sound's right, or I have no idea. Facebook, but she does have a Facebook, and since this is her art, she's streaming over there. I just need to make sure I shut that option off when I actually do my show, or I'll start streaming on Kate's pages. People will be like, why is Taryn's show on there? Sorry about that, Kate. Make sure I remember to shut that off.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Actually, I think Facebook resets the keys every time, so it should just not work.
Right. That's the theory. But...
yeah, that is the theory. We don't know. Oh, wait. I'm supposed to change. I'm a terrible DJ. I'm working on it. And, I'm not good at DJing, and I don't know, like I said earlier, if DJing's a real word. Is DJing a word?
Of course DJing is a word.
Is that a word? DJ?
DJ. Capital D, capital J,
write it.
Apostrophe, ING. DJ.
Oh, so it's not DJ, ING, like DJing?
I don't know, actually. I've seen it with an apostrophe, but now that I think about it, I'm not sure if that's right or wrong.
If anybody knows, because I think Urshad is a DJ. If Waffles, if he's watching, how do you actually use the word DJ in a real sentence? We don't know. And apparently, like every millennial, it's the job to have to be a DJ.
Well, we had this debate at work. What is a millennial? Is it someone born in around the year 2000, or is it someone born in that next decade, or
really
what is a
what
millennial?
The cutoff is, because
I don't know.
At one time I thought like 90s kids were millennials, but
right,
now they have claimed their own stake in the ground and they're 90s kids.
I'm really bad with labels.
So,
just so you know.
Where millennial starts. Is it after the millennium or when they cross through the millennium? Is it like late 90s?
I don't know.
I don't know. I do not know these things.
I don't know what I am. I don't know what we are.
Vicky says no one is a DJ anymore. It's all computer. No, they still got some old school guys that scratch.
Oh no. There are DJs all over the place.
They're going backwards, but they spend like an insane amount of money for their setups now. So there you go. In order to go old school, apparently it's very expensive. Yeah, you should know this, Waffles. Why don't you know this, Waffles? This is totally... Omar says, I can DJ, but the government steals it all. Okay. They take your music, your dope beats. So I'm trying to keep up with the DJing. Sorry, guys. I'm not great at it. By the way, this is all free music from copyright-free music. If any of you guys want it, you can download it over at Kevin MacLeod. I don't know how to... It's not really MacLeod, it's
MacLeod.
How do you say that?
MacLeod. That's how you
MacLeod?
say it.
Because I would think it would be spelled like a cloud, not... This looks like
well,
MacLeod. Like,
isn't that like Scottish or something?
Like a porno name.
It's Scottish or...
Oh.
So, I don't know. Maybe they pronounce things differently.
Alright. Okay, Paul's going to break it down for us. I think it's a decade after you're born. Like, I was born in the 70s, so I was classified as a child of the 80s. As... That's when we shaped... You see, I was born in the 70s, and I consider myself a 70s kid.
Yeah, but you were early 70s. See, I was late 70s, so I grew up in the 80s. So what does that make me? I don't know.
Yeah, because it's funny. Me and Kate only have 4 years difference in our age, but we're like completely different decades on...
Yeah,
like,
he's definitely 70s. I'm definitely 80s.
We love both.
Yeah.
We met. I had to indoctrinate her with... I made her watch a bunch of Three's Company.
Which I actually liked.
And we watched, you really liked Fantasy Island, which was...
I love Fantasy Island. It's actually a really good flick. Or a show. Really good show.
I've done well picking out the stuff. What about pagers and beepers? We just had this talk. Apparently, beepers are still around.
No.
For medical places. Like,
oh, they are. They made us get, they made us buy pagers when I was at the University of Michigan. It was the most ridiculous thing. Like, none of us used them. We all refused to carry around pagers. It was just way too ridiculous.
I had one, but I was going to school in the 90s, late 90s, so pagers were still, like, it made sense. I had a pager, cell phones were so expensive to call people on at that time.
Yeah.
That it was cheaper to get a pager. A pager was like $15 a month, and a cell phone was like $100.
Nowadays, it's just like, man, just send a text. Come on.
Yeah, so they still use them in... Yeah. I don't know why they use them in
because they're cheapskates.
But apparently, someone, I think Jarrell was telling me this, that someone, the beeping protocol is so easy to hack that some person like hacked an entire city at once and just was having fun with pagers. Like, so apparently they're not secure at all. Beepers and pagers, they're quite easy to hack. Okay, Miss Waffles had to go out and get the correct spelling. She looked it up. It is DJ''ing.
Woo woo for the win. The grammar Nazi wins. Yay!
There you go. Yeah, you were right. I thought it was just all one word, like a genie. Or, you know, for the if you guys have ever seen the word gin spelled out,
gin.
I'll spell it for you. D-J-I-N-N. It's a kind of Arab genie. You know, the jinns. Muslims believe in jinns. They're like. If you guys are Muslim on here, could you chime in and tell me what a jinn does? I can't remember, but I always thought they were genies, and I always like the genie. I didn't realize the D was silent. So there you go. Vicky says they make us take a coaster-looking pagers at restaurants. Oh yeah, they still use pagers at restaurants. I forgot about that. Here if the wait time's long. Or at a poker. Wow, poker room at a casino. Now you're telling me something, Vicky. I didn't know you had a dark side. You actually want to... You're so... You go to a casino that's so busy you need a pager. Like, whenever... I haven't gone to a lot of casinos. Whenever I go, I guess I go in the middle of the day and it's like me and 3 people in an entire room. You know, Kate and I had to stop at a casino one night to get out of the snow. It was the worst.
It's the worst blizzard ever in the
in
the UP of Michigan, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We just got, there wasn't any snow in the forecast, and it was just the worst weather I've ever driven through. And so we had to crash at a casino and spend the night. And Taryn was so lucky. The first thing he did, he won enough money for the night's stay and breakfast.
Yeah, like the universe loves me. I win everything I do. I'm super lucky, and I really think it was like the first or second slot I pulled, we won.
It was the very first one.
It won $80. I just stopped and I was like, cool, we got the room now. And that was, which, you know, casinos hate you if you just like stop playing. Because I'm not really a big gambler, but I was like, man, we're staying at a casino. We got nothing to do. We're trying not to freeze to death. Let's play. So we were literally on this road that was so bad we could only go 25 miles per hour.
Oh no!
And trucks were like white.
It was not 25. It was as low and slow as you could possibly go in my car.
And it was one of these things, we were kind of getting low on gas, and we knew if you ever have been in a snow whiteout like that, if you stop, you cannot get started again. Your tires will never catch, so you can never stop the car. You have to keep it rolling, even a little. And it took us, this thing was only, we saw a sign for a casino in the blizzard, and it was like 8 miles away, and it took us an hour and a half to get there or something.
It was
ridiculous. Bad. We pulled in and we were just so grateful. We thought we were gonna freeze to death in that car. Although Kate has taught me how to prepare a car for the winter. Like, her car is packed with blankets and heaters and all kinds of stuff in there to keep us alive for the night if that ever happens. Oh, there we go. We got some people chiming in. Captain Waffles is giving us his 2 cents on gins, that they're evil. Yeah, I thought gins in Muslim, the Quran, I didn't know they were evil. They're not demons, are they? But I thought they were just kind of like genies where they screw with people, that they're good and bad. I don't really know, but I'm not Muslim, so I don't know these things. Oh, speaking of how to stay warm, so recently Kate got me these things. Take a look. Hot hands. And the, oh, this is for the car. If you ever get stuck in a car, man, these things will save your life. If you got, like, I have a sleeping bag in this, and you could throw a few of these in a sleeping bag and even and stay in your car, and it'll keep you alive and warm for quite a while. We know a guy that lives in a bus up here in New Hampshire without any heat, and he uses his sleeping bag in the coldest nights and throws a bunch of those. Well, he usually only throws one in. He says one doesn't, it heats the whole bag up.
Wow.
1 or 2, but I imagine on a few nights he, but you know, those things, I have really cold feet when I fast. Like, my toes are icy right now, and they have ones that go right on your sock. We should link these in Amazon or something. Because I love these things. If you guys from Hot Hands want to sponsor my show, I love your product. I don't know what it's doing, if it's like chemically mutating me and probably giving my feet cancer, but they work really good. Jeremy wants to know, did I ever show Kate how to use our backup power system? No, she still doesn't know how to hook up the batteries if the power goes out. She knows where they are now.
I know where they are.
But she has no clue how to hook the inverter up and plug in the fridge. But all the stuff that would keep us alive are always lined with water. And we have Mr. Heater camping heaters. The kind that you can run in the house. You know what I'm talking about? If you guys have never seen those, I can show you them probably on Amazon here.
It's a propane heater, basically.
Yeah, but
that you,
most propane heaters you can't take in the house.
Use to heat a room.
But this one is designed to be inside. I need to order one anyway. We need an extra one. Mr. Heater, big buddy. So I'm going to show you guys this while we're chit-chatting. But in case you're up north and you got to go a couple days without power, you're going to wish you had one of these. do believe you can actually buy these at Walmart, but I don't think they have the Mr. Heater Big Buddies like these. The one I have here, wow, that's expensive now. It's $140. It's gone up in the winter. And the hose, just to hook the hose up to the propane tank, is 40 bucks. Oh, all right, let me jump over to it. But I was just showing. Sorry, I'm getting told that I need to show the last few strokes. Okay, talk us through.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll shut up about Mr. Heater.
I don't know why you got Mr. Heater up.
Because we were just chit-chatting. It's
weird.
a chill session.
But anyway, that's the last stroke. So there you go.
All right. So now, what do you do on the edge? Are you going to keep going out?
No.
all the way?
No, I'm gonna leave this wood for now. I'll see how I feel after I start coloring it in and doing the detail work, but I kind of like it with the wood showing, so you can see it's a slab of wood, you know?
Oh, that's a cool idea.
I could go all the way to the edge, I guess, if I wanted. I can just keep going. So now, I'm going to go back through, erase all my pencil marks with my fantastic Pelican eraser, made in Germany. It's one of the best erasers I've come across. So that when I start coloring in and doing the detail work, the pencil mark isn't gonna, you know, get embedded in the wood forever under the shading. So I gotta clean up the whole thing before I go to the next phase.
Alright, people are saying very beautiful. If you want to check your Facebook, make sure nobody's saying anything. If you guys are watching this on Facebook, I cannot see your comments, only Kate can, so I'm not ignoring.
There are no new comments, they're new watchers.
Okay. Thanks for joining us today, new watchers. We are
I
streaming.
see
on
Brittany has
multiple
joined
places,
us,
so-
or at least briefly saw that I was on. Hi, Brittany!
So she's going to
I don't know if she's at work though.
now do all the shading work and coloring it in, so you guys can get an idea how that's done. Now the outline's done, and the outline that probably took 5 hours, maybe.
No, more than that. I don't know.
5-6 hours.
6, 7, maybe.
Jeremy says white erasers are the best. Why's it
Yes.
got to be a race thing with you, Jeremy? It's always. Why you racist? Why's it got to be white erasers?
Okay, so this is what it looks like with the pencil marks erased. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I definitely can. Oh. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back through and a lot of what I do here is just try to picture what it would look like before I burn it, because as soon as I burn it, it's burned. I can't undo it. There are some tricks. If it's lightly burned in, I could either do it darker or scrape off the surface, but you don't want to be doing that for large areas. So a lot of what I'm going to be doing now is just looking at it, doing something, looking at it, doing something, and then going with it, basically, is what will be happening. I'll be doing detailing and shading work at the same time. So let's start in the middle. That's what I usually do. And let's go to central point.
I put on some cheesy synthesizer jazz for you guys. There you go. That's for you, Mr. Waffles, because I know you like the synthesizers. This song's called Leopard Print Elevator. Which, if you guys didn't know, I actually really like jazz. I wish I could play.
I don't.
I have not. My room is so crowded. I gotta clean it. I got to do this because I want to start practicing my trumpet again. It's been so long. It's been like 2 months since I played it. I'm gonna have a stroke and I'll do it soon. Miss Waffle says, "Really awesome of you, Taryn, to showcase Kate's work on a stream." Oh, well, thank you. It took a lot of prodding. We've been talking about doing this for like a year.
More than a year.
Yeah.
The whole time I've known you.
She was like, "No, I don't really want to be on air. I don't want to deal with it. And I just want to work."
The thing is, I'm an introvert, So, you know, a lot of interaction is, you know, wearing on me. But this is actually pretty chill. It's, you know,
it's not like you're being interviewed on a show or something. You're just...
And honestly, I work with the public every day. I've kind of gotten used to, you know, that interaction type stuff more than I used to be. So I'm feeling pretty good.
There's also this big thread on here about white erasers. Now people are all talking about erasers. And
well,
yeah,
the best one I've come across is Pelican. It's if you're into erasers, try Pelican. I've actually got an old one that still says made in West Germany on the box. Let me see if I can find it. This is my old original
West Germany.
Made in W/Germany. And that's the old one, the red one, and then the new one says Germany. So I got both.
They're both the same company, Pelican?
Yep, Pelican. AL20 is a little bit bigger, AL30 is the smaller. And I just love them. They are great. So
I used to use the erasers for X-ray. We used to erase, you know, as chiropractors we draw all over the X-rays, and you can use those same kind of erasers.
What did you draw with?
A China marker.
I don't know what that is.
So if you want to write on China, not the wrestler, but the actual where you know the old collection of dishes that every woman seems to inherit and never uses, the China, the family stuff.
Yeah, that stuff.
There's something called China markers where people used to write stuff on the back of their China, like their names or something.
Oh.
And that's what we would use on X-rays, and you would just erase it off. They're kind of like grease pencils.
Right.
Miss Waffles seems good to help you chill Kate. Yes, she needs to be chilled out. Miss Waffles says, you need to chill.
Hey now. Well, you know, after working all week, it's nice to kick back and just chill out, do some art, do some meditation, and just chill and relax.
Yeah, if you guys don't know the histories of mandalas, they're mainly as a form of meditation. If you watch Buddhist, or we were talking about this the other time, the Indians that use the rice. When I was at the ashram in India, I was living in an ashram. Every morning these ladies would come out and draw some design with rice, colored rice. What the heck was that called?
It's I forget the name
of
what
stuff they throw at you at the festivals that are probably poisonous, but
yeah, it's rice powder is basically what they use.
Vicky, what happened to China the wrestler? Well, China actually died last year, which I didn't even know until recently. I was actually kind of a China fan. I liked her. And she had a really sad breakdown spiral. It's pretty bad. Like, so she got, I can't exactly remember why, but she got fired from wrestling. And then she went to some like other crappier wrestling leagues. And then she eventually couldn't get work anymore and started doing like adult movies and all kinds of stuff. Got really hooked on drugs, got used by a few men for all of her money, and ended up pretty much broken, homeless, and overdosed. So, yeah, kind of feel bad. I saw her, I don't know if you remember, a few years ago, she was on the Surreal Life with like Charo and the Bradys. I don't like this song. Let me change it. I'm gonna put some Indian stuff back on. Although I don't know if this song works or not. I do like this classical music. I want to put a little on. Sad. Sorry I asked. Yeah. I have had an opportunity. I need to get some wrestlers. Jacob Israel keeps saying I need to interview some wrestlers on here because I don't know how we'd work that in, but they do have their own opinions on stuff. I guess we could talk to them. But it would just be a fun show. Actually, I'm friends with the guy, Glenn Jacobs, his real name. He's Kane. If you know Kane, we go out to lunch once in a blue moon for a few years when he blows through town. Yeah, I don't. You know, if you talk to someone like Kate, like every celebrity that falls apart is an MK Ultra thing, right? None of them just seem to go. She thinks they're all MK Ultra. So maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know. I tease her. So she can give me crap on here. Oh, she's being quiet. I've said too much.
The heater is on, so I can't hear it
Oh,
quite
can you
as
not
well.
hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know you're talking. I just I've got music in one ear and then a heater in the other ear. So.
Oh, all right. It was just it was non-positive stuff. It was all about MK Ultra and stars.
I don't like any of that stuff.
Yeah, she don't want to talk about that.
I lately, last few years, maybe last decade, whatever, I've been working on getting negative stuff out of my life completely. I shut it all off. I don't read the news or watch the news or anything like that. Unless it's positive, I don't want it in my life, because I feel like it's a lot easier to stay positive if you surround yourself with positivity. And I think a lot of, there's a lot of depression out there, and a lot of people are depressed and on meds and all this stuff. And you know what? I found the easiest way for me is just to not have negativity in my life at all. So that's what I try to do. And it seems to work out pretty well for me. I'm basically pretty happy. So even if it goes on, I kind of know there are bad things going on in the world, and that's all I need to know. I don't need details. I'm well aware of, there's a lot of bad stuff out there. So I like to focus on the good stuff. Because I really do believe that what you focus on is what you put energy into. I would like to put energy into creation and art and good positive thought.
The boss over at YouNow, thank you for subscribing and becoming a fan. I fanned you back. Also, I don't know if you can hear this, so if you can hear this, please let me know. I'm having lots of sound problems over there. On another note, but people are jumping in and watching. I guess you don't need sound to watch this. Oh, Dana, where you been, man? Hey, Dana, good to see you. I don't know what your Saturday's like, but I'm doing a show Saturday if you're not booked on a session. If you want to jump in. It's going to be a show on dark matter. Jeremy says, if you like string music, check out Lindsay Sterling on YouTube. Christmas songs, dubstep-inspired music. She's a great dancer and plays perfectly while doing so. Yeah, Jeremy, I'm down to play any music, but YouTube is real strict and throws me out if I play anything but copyright-free stuff. So, I mean, if she wants to come on and jam, that's cool. But I pretty much just play copyright-free stuff with this stuff, and it's almost all Kevin MacLeod, which is supposed to be MacLeod, but I think it looks like MacLeod.
I'm actually listening to my own separate music, so I'm not sure what you guys are listening to, but I'm listening to 80s New Wave.
Yeah, I wish I could play that stuff. And honestly, if we weren't streaming YouTube, we could. YouTube's pretty much the only one that's kind of a jerk about it. So, that's all for that. Oh, Jeremy, okay. Yeah, man, I dig music. Any sort of music's fine any artist that comes on is like, yeah, man, you can use my music. I would. That's fine with me. As long as I get their permission. Oh, Dana, you're always booked on Saturdays. We're gonna have to talk about your schedule. You need to work around me. You need to tell your clients, look, Taryn has a show at noon. We can't do this. Well, Dana, I guess we could try a Tuesday if you want, but I don't know what the topic will be. Or we could do a special day. I mean, if I have enough notice, I can really do any sort of weekday. I'm gonna go color what Kate is doing her mandala. Sure, go color it up. You can listen to the music and just keep this going and talk to us.
Yeah, if people are doing art at home, that's super cool.
Tuesdays are good for me. Yeah, well, I always have some sort of. I try to have a show on Tuesdays about something. Today, Kate was available and I was available, and she wanted to stream, and I was like, let's do it. So I just am using this as my show today. Now, Dana, did you get notified by YouTube? For some reason, YouTube didn't notify anyone, and I'm wondering if it's finally sent out a notification yet that we're streaming, or did you just see this over at the Afterglow chat? This is the smallest audience I think I've ever seen. It's only like 12 people or something. So it
might be the day and the time.
Well, people are actively saying on here they didn't get any notice at all. They only found.
I wonder if Facebook is interfering with
the YouTube post
with YouTube because they're rivals.
I don't know how they could. I mean, YouTube still has. I think it's just a glitch that YouTube didn't notify anyone. But they'll pick it up in the reruns. They'll see it. So if you're watching this in the reruns, thank you for watching. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be burning anyway, so
to
Dana, get the process out there, I think it's pretty cool.
Notice. Okay, so did you just recently get notice? Because we started over, let's see, how long have we been streaming now?
A couple hours?
We are an hour 30, so...
Oh, an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what to do with this piece here. Hold on. The thing is, you really don't want to mess it up, because I've done pieces this big and gotten all the outlining done, and then I start filling it in, and I really don't like what I'm seeing, and I can't undo it. I have tossed out things like this quite a few times, unfortunately.
Dark or something? You don't like the color?
Like if I do it too dark, I really have to rein in how dark I make it and kind of make it dark and light so things pop and, you know, things look good. If I go too dark, it just looks like a big black mass, you know. You lose focus of the whole picture, so gotta be really careful how I do this. Be selective. But honestly, all those pieces I did that didn't turn out, I did learn stuff from it, so I think art is a learning process. Every time I do it, I learn a ton of new stuff, new techniques. It seems to be endless as far as I can tell how much I can learn doing this.
Okay, so a couple people, Dana said she just got a notice like 2 minutes ago.
Oh, weird.
So maybe people are starting to come in from that. Some people are saying they still haven't gotten any notice. This is why I said, you guys, if you have a Twitch account, just sign up over at Twitch. Twitch always gives the notice correctly. YouTube, it's like a mystery who gets notified and who doesn't.
I don't get your notifications on YouTube.
Yeah, so sign up at Twitch. Dana says I should have mailed something out the day before. I didn't know I was going to do this particular thing until this morning, about 2 hours ago. But I always have a show at noon, so people just usually show up at noon anyway. So yeah, I try to do a little announcement of what's coming. Like this Saturday, I'll put out an announcement Friday. And by the way, if you guys have a shop on Etsy, please, or you're a shopper on Etsy, please check out Kate's page over there. I'll show it. Kate, oh, sorry, that's the music. Kate has a shop on Etsy, and it's called Burnt Birch. You can look it up on Etsy. She says sometimes it doesn't come up under Burnt Birch, so you have to type in www.burntbirch.etsy.com and it'll come up. Whatever. You still use, I still use 2 spaces behind periods, so she gets mad at me because I double space. I'll never let it go. It's proper, it's okay. And don't even start her about the Oxford comma. So, we'll have a fight about that for like 20 minutes. Here's her, some of the stuff she has. Now, most of her stuff has been picked over from Christmas time, so there's not much left in the store right now. She's rebuilding. There it is.
I've gone down to 1 last day a week so I can do this type of stuff. You know, even though this is a hobby and it does make some money, after a long day of work, 9-hour day, whatever, I'm not going to be wood burning. I do it on my days off, so now I have more days off, so I will be doing it more, basically.
Hey, Kate, you're a little off camera. Can you push towards the center a little more with the... There you go.
Well, I mean, it's an oblong-shaped piece of wood, so...
Okay, I'm just saying your hands and what you were working on.
Well, I mean, I have no control over that.
You're good. Just thought I'd let you know, so you're not...
Am I still off camera?
No, you're on camera now. Just
okay.
barely, you're on the edge. You're good.
I can move the camera. Because now that I'm on the outskirts, I've got to have it way towards me over here, so...
Jeremy says, I wonder what happened to double spacing. I always do and noticed only recently if I composed a message by voice, it does single. Well, there was this kind of fight about, apparently double spacing was popular for typewriters.
Yep.
And
that is exactly why.
And now that we have computers, the font lines up a little differently, and they're like, well, don't double space anymore because it wastes a lot of room. And when I wrote my first novel, it's 135,000 words, all double spaced, and my editor got pissed off. 135,000 spaces. I was like, just leave it. What are you talking about? Everything, you know, look at all the old, any book before 1980 has double spacing. But apparently it adds like 10 pages to the book. Oh. All the extra spacing. So, yeah, there you go. That's why it happened. I refuse to give it up, though. It's ingrained. I will double space till I die.
Double space till you die.
I think it looks nicer. It's easier
well,
to read.
I will Oxford comma till I die. So.
It's nicer to read. Vicky says, I miss the feeling of a typewriter and the ding at the end. I know, you don't get the full completion, like the reward of finishing a sentence.
That's true.
Like if you guys, some of you guys are so young you've never used a typewriter, but when you type at the end of the sentence, it would ding and you'd have to push the typewriter back to the other side, the cylinder, and it was always like a reward. You'd finish something and it'd be ding, and you're like, oh, I got a sentence done. And now
remember that correction tape though? That was nuts.
Yeah, correction tape.
Correction tape. It didn't really work that well.
So my grandpa was. He was a communications officer in the Navy, and he got really good at typing. And he had a typewriter upstairs, and when I was a little kid, I would just go and jam the buttons because I thought it was fun. And if you hit all the buttons at once, the fingers would fire and get stuck.
Yep.
Remember? And
I think everyone did
so
that.
mad because I would use his erase tape to make little like white designs. You know, and it was like beginning graphics. If you guys didn't realize, if any of you guys ever programmed back in the very beginning days of BASIC, like you would use. It was kind of like the first emoticons. You would use an entire piece of paper with X's and spaces to make patterns, and you make like a smiley face or a cat or something. And I would try it with a typewriter, and you had to be like really good with a typewriter to figure it out because there was no way. Pilgrim says, "Are we that old?" Yeah, surprisingly, we are now old.
My mom had a typewriter, and I used her typewriter, and it was even old for her, but she had it in the 60s, I believe. Typewriters were still going on in the 60s. I don't know if they continued into the 70s. I think computers probably took over at that point.
Jeremy's talking about... I also use the last comma before and. Like if you have multiple words,
Oxford comma.
I use a safety vest, comma, hard hat, comma, and. safety glasses.
Yes. That is Oxford comma. That is what I'm talking about. The use of it is it clarifies sentences better than non-use of it when everything can blend together into one, like eggs, orange juice, and toast. You don't eat orange juice and toast, so that's why I put a comma in there.
Says you, I do.
I don't.
Put my orange juice in toast.
No.
Vicky, I kind of don't remember. She's talking about how the ink would run out. It would get dead when you were typing, and you'd have to hit the same key over and over to get it to go.
Oh, I don't remember that either. I don't think I typed enough to remember that. But
I kind of remember that.
That's funny.
And the ink. How did you put ink in a typewriter? It was like ribbon paper, I think.
It was ribbon.
Right?
Yeah.
It was ribbon paper. It would transfer the ink back and forth. You know what's crazy is when I was a senior in high school, I took typing. They still had typing in my school. It wasn't computer programming. It was typing.
Oh.
And we were in typing class, and I still never... The teacher was so nice, she just passed me, because I still couldn't type worth a damn. When I got out of there, I still was like 60 words a minute or something. I'm not a good typer. Which is crazy, because I was an author. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, ribbon. She says the ribbon would dry out if you didn't use it, and it would...
Oh. That was terrible.
I remember Typex. No, tell me what that is, Pilgrim. I don't remember Typex.
That sounds familiar.
Is that like a cross between... I remember they had electronic typewriters for a while. You plug it in and it would like function a lot better than the manual ones. But there's something about hitting the key really hard and going whoosh, and smack into your paper. It's white paint. Is that the whiteout stuff you would use?
What's it called?
Typex.
Man,
word
that
processor
sounds really
for
familiar.
computers.
I don't know why.
I kind of remember those things. They were like hybrids between typewriters and computers. I think you could actually correct. You could go back and correct misspelled words or something. I remember whiteout. We used the hell out of that when we were little kids. We put it on everything. And you could get really like stoned if you weren't careful with that stuff. Like it stank. It was fun. Whiteout was a good time.
It never really worked.
No? No, I never got stoned on it, but I'm saying that the smell was like, yeah, I think you probably could. Electric was awesome. So quick, powerful under your fingertips. The electric typewriter was fun. Yeah. I was also kind of lucky though that my dad had a computer, and I had spell check at a very young age. We were the first people I knew with a computer. He had done a court case where they gave him a computer because he was working on one. And I remember going into school and handing in typed stuff, and my teachers telling me to go home and write it. And I wasn't allowed to use a typewriter. I was like, man, I typed this, and I was spelled right because nope, not allowed to use spell check, you know. That computer was so old that if you moved it, you had to go into a function and type in ship trek, which meant that it would take the needles off the hard drive and move them manually and lock the hard drive down. Because if you move the computer without doing that, it would scratch the hard drive. It was crazy. So like, yeah, MS-DOS. Yeah, man, I'm old school DOS. It's funny. There's some stuff on the internet about where they give these kids, like little kids, like 90s computers, and
Kids React.
Yeah, Kids React. That's what it's called.
Yep.
Yeah, and they don't. They're like, "Where's the mouse?" They're looking at the computers like, "What does this do?" All it is like a blinking C colon, so they don't know any of the commands. So the kids just like type their names. That's it. Like an enter. Oh, okay, Sally. All right. Oh man. Miss Waffle's talking about something would chip in seconds. Are you talking about the whiteout that would break off in seconds? Do they have whiteout in Canada, Vicky? Did you guys have that growing up, or is it called something different there? Is it like Le Blanc? How do you say it in French? What's white? Blanc? I can't remember.
Look.
You took like years of French. You tell me. You don't remember, do you?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Oh, I said yes, I think it's blanc.
Here's blanc. Le blanc. La France.
Français. Yeah, this piece is coming along pretty well here. I think I'll finish it quicker than I thought I would. Unless I feel like adding on to this part that goes around. I'm not sure though. I kind of like the wood showing. Because obviously where my design is, you can't really see the wood grain or anything. So I might leave that showing.
Vicky's laughing about my French. So, Vicky, I just watched this show called Polar Bear Town, and it's all about Manitoba. And they have this town there, Churchill, where like the polar bears cross over from the Arctic. They come down, and they basically wait for the water to freeze, and they're in this town for like 2 months. And all these tourists go up, and it's something like 10,000 people come up to this little town of 800 people. Just to watch these polar bears. And now it's totally something I want to do. I want to go to Manitoba so I could go watch the polar bears. But these bears are like 20 feet away from people and stuff. It's crazy. Pilgrim, yeah, feel free to do research if you want. I've got a show ready to roll kind of on what I think dark matter is. But remember, I'm just going from what like I feel it is as far as real research. Yeah, you're welcome to throw me an article or two, but I probably, you know, if you send me like 10 things to read, I'm not going to do it. You got to pick like the best thing and say, okay, this is what you should talk about. Then I will. I'm not. Jeremy, I just keep having these ideas right before I fall asleep that it's kind of like when I get information that what if dark matter is really thought? It's thought energy that's streaming around the universe. That could thought be a form of energy that can actually stream around. And so that's where I'm going to go with that show. Vicky says, I live in the city most of the time, but I have a place up north that we're retiring to. Lots of bears there. Are they polar bears or black bears or grizzly bears? Oh, she says, I've only seen brown and black. I have never seen a white or a spirit bear. I don't know what a spirit bear is. Is that a...
I think any white animal is a
Called a
spirit
spirit bear?
animal, supposedly, yeah.
Is that just like a Canadian thing?
I don't
Canadian
know.
bear? Is it like a First Peoples bear or something? The name for it? First Nations? What do they call it? I don't know. The Indians up there change what they're called every few years. I think they're a First Nation right now. A white bear is a spirit bear, regarded highly by the natives and culture. Okay, so it's like an albino bear. It's
Any
not a
albino
polar
animal
bear.
is seen as more spiritual than the non-albinos, because they're rare.
Yeah, I remember there's a whole big to-do. My friend Dr. Leonardi wrote a book about the white buffalo. He was like one of the first people to talk about that. And I wonder if I could get his books. I know he's dead now, which is terrible. But I'd love to have one of his books. Yes, an albino bear. Vicky, do the First Nation people consider albino children lucky? I'm just curious. You're blessed if you're an albino there. Why is it just bears? Seems kind of species. Ooh, the coloring's coming out good, Kate. I like that.
Oh, thank you for some feedback.
I think that...
I'm pretty much
Do you guys like
almost done with the coloring and no one said anything, so I just kept going. I'm just
give us
going.
some feedback. Do you guys... Is it too dark, too light?
Well, too late now.
You can always darken it.
It's done.
Oh. Are you, anybody watching you on Facebook?
Oh, I don't know. I clicked away from there a while ago. Let's go look.
Yeah, I don't want to ignore your comments.
16 people liked it, so that's something.
If you got polar bear comments, feel free, guys.
Yeah.
We're talking about polar bears right now.
And Sarah from work says it looks good and I should make her a dolphin.
A dolphin? Well, she does do
Oh, I
animal
could do
stuff.
dolphins. That's pretty
just
easy.
Needs to pick the
Easy peasy.
the trim around it, right? If you guys want to see her, I'm going to show you her store again. She does do animal-related stuff. I actually want her to make cat stuff again. The cat stuff keeps selling out. But the she could make a dolphin like this with a, you know, with a ring around it, some sort of mandala ring or a Celtic knot or something. So if you guys want to check that out, you can definitely talk to her at work. There you go. Her dirty work secret is out.
Yeah, this is my real life. Part of it.
Would like to see an eagle. I don't think she's ever done an eagle.
I've never done an eagle. This is true.
Vicky says I'd like a flower of life magnet or keychain.
I do a lot of flower lives. It's probably my #1 seller as far as sacred geometry goes.
If you guys don't know what flower life is, I'll show you that. It is pretty much the most famous geometric sacred geometry, I would say. Everybody kind of knows what that is. I have hers pulled up right there. This is a wall hanging, which I think is ridiculously cheap for that, but that's what it is. So there you go.
Trying to balance. It's a balance. I don't know how to get it right either. How to price things adequately.
It's really tough because this is so different than what most people do.
Yeah.
It's handmade, so you're paying for the art and the craft. And I was telling Kate what I think she should do is take orders and then make it online and let the person watch them being made. You know, pre-order it, someone pays for it, and then.
It is a good idea.
I mean, how cool of an experience would that be to watch you make it, though?
That is a really cool idea.
I mean,
it's just like
that.
I don't like doing particularly what do you call it when you do other people's work?
Custom?
Custom, yeah. I'm not a big fan of the custom process.
But if they liked something you've already made, could they watch you make the
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
The flower, they want a flower of life, they can watch you make the flower of life magnet.
Any day they want, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can bang those out all day long. They're actually a really fun design to do because it's all circles. It's fun. I enjoy it. Yeah,
I mean, I think what a cool. Me and Kate always argue about marketing, and I keep saying, you know, part of the experience is what you sell. Like, I will come on, make this thing, talk to you while I make it.
That would be great.
And I mean, who does that? So like, be very, very different than just. Because, I mean, someone could go to a guy that has a laser burn wood thing and make a flower of life, but it's not going to come out with the kind of cool textures and the deep cuts. And you put them side to side, Kate's will kill it.
You know, I am a believer in intention and energy and all that stuff. I really do believe that if it's mechanically printed, it does not have the same feel to it that a work done by hand does, where I'm pouring love into this thing for, an entire day of my life, non-stop. And I think that goes into the work. It's like, don't cook when you're mad or angry. It's true, because it spoils the food. And it's the same idea with art, or really anything.
Know that about cooking?
Yep.
Makes
Yep.
sense.
That's why you never cook in a bad mood. It won't turn out.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I like putting positivity into every little thing I do in this artwork. Even though you can't see it, perhaps you can perceive it. Subconsciously. Sometimes I have to tilt the work up and away from myself and take a look at it from afar to see what I should color in next, because it's got to look good close up and far away. So I'm just holding it out in front of me, trying to unfocus my eyes and see what I should be coloring next.
You guys digging the Indian music? It's my favorite.
Well, a lot of people don't know that Taryn was in India, and separately, before we even knew each other, I went to India as well. So we have a deep bond over India, because how many people do you know that have been to India? You know, and we even went to a similar area in southern India and or mid, I don't even know, southern and mid India, and both are very interested in Indian culture, and we developed that separately before even meeting, and together, like, all our furniture is like Indian stuff and all our decorations are Indian. It's like,
That's very weird
but
that we would know that.
yeah, I was into India from a very young age, because my mom had a lot of Indian artwork and like hippie, like carved table, you know, wood tables and all that. And the artwork was really cool. And it was all done by hand, of course, which was just amazing, and it's still amazing. It was cool to actually go to India and see how they made this stuff. It was just mind-blowing, the amount of work they do and the speed with which they do it. It's just an amazing experience. But it's I guess it kind of ties in with all the artwork I do and stuff like that too. It's been a big influence my whole life. I'd like to go back. I think most people who go there would like to go back.
You got a question coming in from Dana saying, do you teach wood burning?
I do not teach wood burning because I have my own techniques, and they're not standard techniques that other people use. My story is I was never very good at art, and I forced myself to learn how to do art. And it's been an interesting process. But what happened was I'm self-taught, so everything I do is kind of odd compared to the rest of the wood burners out there. I think I'm an oddball, and I'm not sure I use the best techniques. They work for me, and they could definitely work for you. If you want to learn my techniques, hey, I never thought about teaching it. It might be fun. I really love doing it. And I think I could teach it pretty accurately. At a festival a couple years ago, I had people walking up to the booth and trying it out, and I would give them tips, and it was pretty fun. It was enjoyable. So maybe that is something worth thinking about in my future, is do I want to teach it? And how? Would I teach it online? Probably. I think doing stuff online is cool because you're not excluding anyone. Everyone can find you, you know, and it's free, which I like. Then I get the viewership, Taryn gets the viewership, and people learn how to do it. I think that would be the best way. But if you're in the area and wanna kick back and do some wood burning, that would be fun. I guess a lot of the way I learned was trial and error. Back when I started, I don't even think YouTube was... No, YouTube must have been around. But, I don't know, 14 years ago. There wasn't as much on the internet as there is now, you know.
YouTube wasn't here 14 years ago.
Yeah, okay, they weren't here. Yeah, so I didn't have YouTube to reference. I didn't have...
And live streaming wasn't around.
You know, live streaming wasn't even close to around back then. And so I just kind of taught myself and experimented. A lot of works didn't make it. But, you know, they got me to where I'm at. I definitely believe making mistakes is how you learn the most in anything. That's why it's important to let kids make mistakes. It's how you learn. All of these helicopter parents, you're not doing your kids a service. You're doing them a disservice. So that is my opinion on that. I'm gonna look at this far away again. Try to figure out what I should be doing.
Jeremy had an interesting idea. Can you link this video to when you put this up on your Etsy store? I think you can put links in your Etsy, right?
Once I have an actual link.
Yeah, once you make it, can you put it in the description?
I can put it in, but
Watch
Etsy unfortunately does not allow external links, so it would just be not hot linked. It would just be text, and you would have to paste it into your browser.
Really?
Which I find
YouTube allows links.
I'll have to look into it. I've been out of touch with this for so long now, because I've been working so much that I've got to look back into that again. I can't remember.
Yeah, and it changes every few months. So
yeah, and it's updated like, you know, 5 times since last time I looked, so well, I will look into that though, because I need to do that. We are streaming to 8 different networks. Is that including Facebook?
Yeah, I believe so.
8 different
so if you guys are just tuning in, I guess you got a question over at Facebook? Is that what you're asking?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
So what we do is my main thing is obviously, you know, I've got about 60,000 subscribers on YouTube, so this goes out, but apparently YouTube doesn't tell any of them.
That's
it's a
great.
Secret. So I stream also live at Twitch, so if you're over at Twitch, sign up. Twitch is really good about actually letting you know when stuff starts. I have some people that got tired of missing my shows, so they just go sign up over at Twitch just for the announcement. And then I have I'm over at DLive, which is fairly new. That's only about a month old, and that's been going well. And YouNow is like where all the cool younger crowd is, but they don't. They have some sort of glitch where sometimes my sound doesn't work over there. So they're watching this, but they can't hear it, and nobody's responding to me.
Well,
well. So I'm also on Shoutcast, which I've never seen anyone. That's kind of like a gaming network. Mixer, which is a gaming network, and I know some other places, right? Oh, Facebook now. This is our very first trial.
And Facebook. Hello, Facebook.
So if you're on Facebook watching, this is Kate's first stream over there ever, and we are just thrilled it's actually working.
I'm excited. This is cool.
So, but I cannot see your comments if you're on Facebook, but Kate can. So feel free to comment. But she doesn't check them, but every few minutes.
But I do appreciate the positive feedback from everyone. It's really nice. Being a self-taught artist, it's a little intimidating, to be honest, sometimes, but I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, we've got one viewer over at Periscope, so hello. I can't see your
Hello, Periscope.
replies. It says read. I can read them, but I can't reply to you. I can talk to you if you want to say anything over at Periscope. And one person over at Twitch watching. Twitch
Hello,
holdout.
Twitch.
Well done, Twitch.
Thank you, Twitch.
So there you go. There's a lot of talk on here about making blades and blacksmithing and forged in the fire show. You know, a lot of old school weapons have woodwork, burned stuff. What do they call it? Etching? Is that what it's called? Tooling and etching inside of. It's like special woodworking they do.
Yeah.
For weapons.
And a lot of wood burning, to be honest.
Well, how hard is it to burn on like something that's not flat? Could you do a handle, or is it too way hard to do?
What is a handle? Like, what do you mean?
Like, say, like I have this axe pistol here that has a round handle. It's like a broomstick.
Oh yeah, I could do it. It's just more difficult. But yeah, I've done round 3D round objects, and it's fine. It just takes more focus, I would say. And you have to use different techniques on round objects. Things don't work the same way as on a flat surface.
Yeah, that's a lesson I learned, Jeremy, is I like knives too, and I found out what's funny is the most useful knife I have is like that little spider knife, the Spyderco company knife.
Spyderco knife, I got you.
It's like a 1-inch knife, but I use it all the time. I just use this knife here. I don't have. I was cleaning my fingers with the old school switchblades. So I was like, hey, what are you doing with that? So they're cleaning my fingernails.
Wow.
But other than that, I really, even though I own knives, I learned one really important lesson is to get one good knife that, like when I was actually living on the farm all the time.
Hope I like this.
It was
done now.
Man, I used that knife like 20 times a day. I used an old school buck knife. I used a buck knife. It was a real high quality one. I loved it. Use it for everything. Cutting ropes and cutting. What were you saying, Kate? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was saying I hope this works because I just did it, and so
did it work?
It better work, or
yeah, there's a lot of faith I would think of. Is this going to look good? And then you know, you don't want to.
I've gotten better at it over the years, but yes, I really have to. That's why I take my time looking at it from far away like this, and really eyeing it up and feeling how it balances on my eye. But you know, I do mess up, and then I gotta fix them. That does happen. It's wood burning. You can't undo what you did, really. So, you gotta be very focused and aware, alert of what you're doing, because it can go south fast if you. I've done it where I had a pattern going, and I accidentally got onto the wrong ring in the wrong place, and like started that pattern. Then I got all the way around and realized that that was not the pattern I started on, and it was just a big mess.
Oh yeah.
Especially then I had to fix it, and sometimes you can't fix it, so you got to be really aware.
I would think this kind of hypnotizes you, this work, and it's real easy to go in the wrong ring.
Yeah. Especially when you're distracted. Like, doing this talking is great, and I love it, but I gotta make sure I know what I'm doing, and it's a lot easier now that I do this all the time. The first few years I started out, I wouldn't have been able to do this, I'm pretty sure. But now it's kind of autopilot, to be honest. A lot of it, I just kind of know what I like doing and kick it out. So now I look at it again. Yeah, okay, this needs help. So looking at it, I see blank areas that need something, you know, so I'll go back and put them in. This is great, by the way, for anyone with OCD or, you know, anyone highly in tune with detailed work. This is really good for getting that out of the system. Because every movement is very precise. Every single little thing I do is precise. So it's I'm not saying it's perfect, and it's not OCD perfect, but it is good for relieving OCD symptoms. Like, it just lets me work out, you know, the way I want to, which I enjoy.
Dana says, that's me. I love detail work.
Yep.
King Lazy says, what happened to all the tribal music, Lupo? I'll put it back on. We're taking a little jazz break right now.
I'm sick of jazz. I don't like jazz. I don't like jazz for too long.
It's been on for like 3 minutes.
Oh.
What happened is I was playing the like drumming Indian.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, and he calls it tribal music, but it's. I had run it straight for like 40 minutes.
Well, maybe people liked it. Get their feedback. Did you like
I'll
it?
Put it back on after the jazz ends here. We're getting a little culture. I'm culturing you. King Lazy.
I just messed that up. Where was I? Oh god.
He says it actually sounds like Peanuts music. Yeah, Vince Garibaldi is the guy that did the Peanuts music, and he was a jazz musician. I still think he has one of the best Christmas albums ever made, the Peanuts Christmas album. What happened was Charles Schultz, which I guess he's not Schultz anymore, he's Charles Scholes. He really liked this jazz musician and got him to do the Peanuts stuff. He was like a big fan before it started.
Shit, did it again.
I love Vince Garibaldi. He's great. It does sound a lot like him. Like this is inspired by it. So there you go. Didn't know you were tuning into Jazz Talk all night, all the time. We're gonna talk about jazz and jazz greats. You just chill out. And there still seems to be a long stream about hunting knives or something. Knives are fun, I have to say.
I like knives.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who doesn't like knives. Uni Rock says, am I still going? Uni, are you waiting to stream on, buddy? I didn't know. Are you waiting on me? Because we're still going until she finishes here. So let me know and I'll work with you on that. I didn't know if you were streaming today, but I love hot chocolate and baby oranges. You like put oranges in your hot chocolate, or you mean you eat them at the same time? I don't know how that works.
I don't know what.
You know, Unirock, we were just on here, and I was telling everybody that for some reason, Uni, that YouTube didn't even announce this stream at all. It's like a mystery. You have to be in the know to know what's going on.
You have to be in the inner circle.
Yeah, it's like it's like a gay club from the 1950s. That's like you go down, you know, it's unmarked door that's through like 3 different alleys, and you just kind of got to know it's there.
You got to know the password.
Yeah, that's the way this stream is today. So you're one of the cool kids if you're here for sure. In the know. Yeah, if you want to, Uni, I'll play with you a little later. once we're done, I'm going to take a break for about 10-20 minutes, and then you want to play, I'll play a game with you. We could do some Broforce, man. We should Broforce it out. People have been asking for that game. Miss Waffles, would you play Broforce with us if we get it up and running? Broforce.
The name. I don't know, man.
Have you seen that game, Kate?
I can't remember which one it is.
So this game is called Broforce, and it's made to look like an 8-bit 1980s game.
That's cool.
And it is like an overly ridiculous game of a smash up of all 80s heroes. So for copyright reasons, they can't say, like, you get Commando. So they can't call it Commando, they call it Bromando.
Bromando.
And, like, you know, you get to play him until you die, and then, like, you know, instead of Bruce Lee will come in, you get him, and that character's Bro Lee or something. And everybody has Bro in the title, like, and they're all the 80s stars. It's a really just tongue-in-cheek, ridiculous game. What happens is you go in and your character is so powerful. You know, it's like Rambo style where you can kill like 100 little pixel guys. The whole game is basically you learning self-control and not killing yourself, because you shoot your friends and blow everybody up. And
oh, interesting.
Athena just came in. She says, I have some burned art. I did mushrooms. Yeah, mushrooms are a cool idea. I'd like to see Kate do a mushroom piece. Have you done one? I can't remember.
I've not. I've got it planned. I've got a folder of planned artwork. I just have to get to it all eventually. I mean, you see how long one piece takes? So I gotta really, you know... It takes a while to get through all the ideas I have. But that's a good one. I'd like to do more plant type designs.
Yeah, I'd like
plants
to see
are basically, you know.
Those are cool.
How do you pronounce that? Fibonacci?
Fibonacci number.
Fibonacci is obvious in nature all over the place, so it pretty much lends itself to mandalas pretty easily. So I think that would be fun. Yeah, I lost where I was here.
All right, King Lazy, I put back on the Indian music for you. There you go.
Tribal.
Since you have to have your way. Athena, my son is obsessed with a game they call Cuphead. Cuphead looks great. I'm waiting for it to go on sale. And what it is, for you guys that don't know what we're talking about, is they actually painstakingly made 1930 hand-drawn cells of kind of like a mashup of kind of the old school Betty Boop, you know, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
That sort of look for us, a Mario style game, kind of.
Oh.
And it is doing really well. People say the game's awesome.
Wow.
But it's supposed to be very hard. I plan on buying it and playing it. One of these days, I might stream it. It'll be a lot of fun, but it looks tough. It's a beautiful looking game.
What type of game is it? Like, what do you do?
It's kind of like an 80s side-scroller where you're running through and you're a guy named Cuphead. So you're drawn like you have a teacup for a head.
Okay.
And you basically kind of Mega Man style game. You know,
oh, cool.
Where you're fighting bosses and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. Steph says, so I stumbled onto YouTube and to find Kate doing all the work while Taryn just kicks back. Hey, well, what you don't see is all the streaming and the magic that's going on that I got to set up and keep things running and keep the sound right. Yeah, so it's Steph, I appreciate you coming in. For some reason, YouTube didn't let anyone know. We've been on for over 2 hours and like nobody's here practically. They said they didn't get any notifications. Vicky, yeah, we play something called Sonic Racing Transformed, and it's kind of like Mario Kart, but with all Sonic characters. We just started playing it about 2 weeks ago because it went on sale for $5. If you want to get that and play it with us, Vicky, I know you're all about the racing games. It is ridiculously silly and fun. we've been enjoying that game and laughing a lot playing it. So if any of you guys ever want to game with us, we do game probably 2 nights a week. Oh, Creamy came over. What's happening, Creamy? Creamy says, I love wood burning. I use the same tool to stipple the polymer on firearms. Love it. Yeah, I think this is a pretty standard tool, but Kate said that she's had this tool for like 15 years or something.
Yes, I have.
King Lazy, we are all on Steam. So we play the big games we play. We still play Left 4 Dead 2. We just started, we all got Sonic Transform. We got Gauntlet, Slayer Edition, and Unirock plays the hell out of PUBG, if you're a PUBG guy. And then I play a lot more like retro games. And I'm just trying to think of the games we actually play together. Rocket League. Play Rocket League if you got that. Just like soccer for cars. Vicky watched that once and was like, I love this game. Yeah, it's a cool game. Your car gets to wear a hat. Char just got notified. Wow.
Weird.
You kidding me? 2 hours?
I'm confused by that.
So if you have any of those games, King, feel free to add us, man. We got a little group together. We chill out. How long have we been going here? Let's see. We are 2 hours and 20 minutes in, and you just got.
I think I just finished it.
You're
By
done
I
now?
think it means I'm not really sure.
So let's
Feels
talk
finished.
about this, Kate. How do you know when you're done?
Yeah. When it feels like it's a complete thought, or when it looks like it's a complete thought and feels like it's done, then it's done. See, I could keep going. Now that I'm looking at it when I think it's done, I'm like, well, you know, I could do some cool stuff going out from here.
Maybe do some pedals.
I was thinking of like something large coming out. I don't know. That's why sometimes I will put it to the side and come back later, or leave the room for a while and come back and look at it with fresh eyes. I've been doing this for, hours now, so my eyes are not fresh anymore.
See, she won't leave it alone.
Well, I lost my ruler, so I don't have one now, so I'm not sure how to...
Get your McDonald's ruler.
You know what I'll use is a business card.
McDonald's ruler. That's what
That'll work in a pinch.
Steph, don't go to work. It's a trap. Tell her. She says she got to go back to work. Beautiful work, Kate. Tell her
Thank
it's
you.
amazing. See y'all soon. Thanks, Steph, for coming by.
Yep, I
Been a
tore
while
it.
since I've seen you.
It's not a good ruler.
Oh, Flymus just got a notification as well, so maybe we better stay on. Yep, the stream just went up.
That's so strange.
And we just gained 10 people like that.
Wow, that's...
So, yeah, you're not done.
I'm not done.
For you guys just joining us, we've been on 2.5 hours, but some reason YouTube didn't tell anyone. So, Kate is just finishing. This is part 2. We started this last week, and you guys can go back and watch that if you really want to see how it gets starting. Vicky says, remember back in the day when Facebook allowed you to change your language to pirate? Do they not let you do that anymore? That was one of my favorite things.
I don't even remember that.
It would convert you to all pirate talk. Yeah, they had a lot of fun stuff. Facebook used to be fun before it got lame and corporate. She said she changed it and she couldn't even make her way around her own page. That's hilarious.
That is funny.
Oh, King Lazy, are you watching from work too? You said you feel enslaved working 8 to 6.
Man, you guys. Everyone's watching from work.
Damn, Annette just got notified too. I'm sorry if you just joined. We started 2.5 hours ago. Guys, remember, every Tuesday and Saturday I have a show at noon. So if I'm not on there, something's going on. I've been kidnapped by aliens or I'm lazy. One or the other. I'll make an announcement next time. We didn't know we were gonna do this till last minute. Like I wasn't sure I was gonna do a show today, but then I decided to just let her stream. She was in the mood to work. And I don't even know if we're taking all tomorrow off, right? You're not. I doubt you're gonna do this again.
Yeah, no. I mean, if I finish it, it'll either be off camera or, you know, after all this front stuff, I've got to, you know, sand it a little, you know, get the pencil marks off, polyurethane it, which I should ideally do outside. And then the entire back, I need to put something on it. I don't leave the back of my work empty. I have to put something on it just because I feel like it's part of the work as well and people will be seeing it. So I want to dress it up a little, but I don't go nuts on it because, you know, mostly you won't be seeing it. But
well, I didn't realize so many of you guys are at work. Thank you for watching while you're at work.
Thanks for
King Lazy,
your service,
Jeremy. Yeah, thank you for your service. He says he's building a 1,000,000 square foot Amazon building. Whoa, which I'll probably pay for. Yeah, I shop on Amazon a lot too. You'll end up just giving them all that money back. But if you're gonna shop on Amazon, please go through my link. Nobody's using my link anymore because I guess I don't talk about it enough. I gotta start hammering the link home again. So yeah. Oh, my toe heaters are finally kicked on. It's been like 45 minutes and they're cooking now. So I've got these little toe pads I put in my shoe to keep me warm. Kick down for me. Oh, they fell on the ground. Hold on. Ugh.
Alright, so I do use a compass from time to time. And the Stedler one, or however you pronounce it, is my favorite one that I've come across so far. So, for me to get a perfect circle, obviously, I can't do it by eye. So, that's why I do it with a compass.
Hey, Jinx Cat just came in.
Wow, I haven't seen Jinx in forever.
Yeah, some reason it didn't notify anyone. I'm sorry about that. We've been on air for like 2.5 hours. So Kate is finishing up this wood burning design. She's just doing the finishing pieces here. I caught your latest video, Jinx Cat. I'm glad to see you back. Yeah, Vicky, these are the things I was talking about, that my feet get really cold when I fast, and I started using these things. And they stick to your, they're kind of like panty liners, I guess. They stick to your clothes with a little
panty
glue or something. And you put them on, but they don't, they're oxygen activated, so they don't kick in for like 45 minutes. But then once they do, they're like really on. Jeremy C says, I have a Stettler compass from drafting class years ago. They make great drafting tools and templates.
Yeah, I do like that brand a lot. It's high quality. I've got another one I don't really use because it's just not as nice. It's not as nice and smooth. It's German engineered, so you know they're good.
I have a tool I should give you. It's an old chiropractic tool that we used to use to draw on x-rays. And what it does is it lets you bend this piece of plastic into arcs. So you can check cervical curves and stuff, and you can draw curves really good. Long curves. It's really a neat tool, but I forgot I had it. It's out in the garage.
Oh, I'll tell you what, now that I'm burning into the bark a little bit, man, it's a really good scent. It's like spicy. It smells great. This is Basswood, which I am not as familiar with as most people who would burn, because I've been using birch, but this is a very nice smell.
Yeah, Vicky, they they dig it. So, you know, I definitely put those in my shoes. I'm loving it. Yeah, Jinx, for the last... Jinx says, I love the new direction of the show. This is such an awesome form of art. Well, cool. Kate actually has an Etsy store that she puts up, and I've been bugging her for like a year to let me stream her make something, and she finally did. She gave in with enough heckling.
True.
And so
there was much heckling.
She has been working on this piece about 6-7 hours, and we've been doing it on Wednesdays. So this should be the last Wednesday for this piece. And our Tuesday, excuse me. Today's Tuesday. Tuesday. Anyway, yeah. So it's
whatever day it is.
So, Jinx, yeah. Basically, you know, I moved a lot more towards positive, uplifting stuff on my shows. I try not to. I mean, not that I feel like I've always done that, but my show has definitely been more self-help stuff lately, and more. Although I am doing a kind of an interesting topic. I'm going to do a topic on dark matter this Saturday. You're welcome to come on if you want to hang out in the stream and talk dark matter. I had this idea that I think dark matter is really thought energy. So I'm going to do a show about that, and then we're going to talk about that. But other than that, I've been doing a lot more produced pieces where and then the live streams have been more like chill, fun, hangout kind of streams. Yeah, you want to come talk about dark matter? I do shows on Tuesdays at noon and Saturdays at noon. So if you want to join me, Jinx, hit me up by email. I'd love to have you as a panelist this Saturday if you're in the mood to hang out. And again, I'm going to talk about mind-energy connections. There's some interesting studies that talk about how mothers and daughters can talk through just their eyes. Well, excuse me, mothers and babies. And then there's I'm going to also talk about you know, studies where their pets know when they're coming home before they come home. They've done these like studies to show that people are psychically connected to their pets, or some sort of energy connection or something. So I thought that'd be kind of just fun to talk about. So if you can make the show Saturday, we're gonna rock and roll some dark matters talk. Hey, Marina, ciao. What's happening? How's Italy? I'm having gnocchi tomorrow. I got some gnocchi I gotta eat. I got this big stack of gnocchi that is like about to expire in the next few months, and I'm burning through my gnocchi. Which I know I'm saying it wrong. It's like gnocchi. Nope. I gotta work on my Italiano. I don't capisce Italiano so good. Jinx says, yes, and moms have a natural ability to take care of children even in their sleep. Yeah, I mean, Jinx, can you actually, like, hear it when your kid needs you in another room? Kate has, like, a connection to the cat where she knows the cat's at the front door. Like, she can hear it in the mind, and I actually will hear the cat meow sometimes in my mind, and I know that he's at the front door. It's pretty wild, so... Oh, wow. Studies show that if a mother is sleeping next to her baby and they start to shift or fall, the mom fixes it. Yeah, that's very cool. So we're going to talk about that because, you know, of course there's scientific studies which just prove like the same stuff everybody's known. You know, if you've ever been a mother, you know this already. But that's it. And I love watching Kate's pencil work because it has that little woodpecker on a spring.
I've had this since 4th grade.
You still use it. I love it.
Mr. Yeager's class.
I think it's good that you're finishing it. Looked a little naked without an edge.
Well, you never know until you get to the end what you're gonna do. Or I don't.
I think it looks
Some
good.
people do, I don't. Just go with whatever, I feel like. That's one thing I really like about art is it's absolute freedom. You can do whatever the hell you want, and I like that. I can make whatever I want out of a slab of wood and dress it up however I want. And it's fun.
Yeah, you can ask Kate a question on pyrography. Go ahead. And if you guys are just coming in, some reason Facebook didn't let, YouTube didn't let anyone know we were on air. We've been on for about 2.5 hours. This is part 2 of a continuation of her making a piece. These pieces take anywhere from 4 to 10 hours, depending on how big and complicated they get. And we're probably on hour about 6 or 7 now.
7 or 8, I would say.
7 or 8?
Yeah.
I'm going to change the music to more tribal because King Lazy wants something tribal. Everybody likes your pencil. Cute pencil, Kate.
Thank you. The eyes are long gone, but you can still tell what it is.
Vicky says, if you think about food around a dog, watch them and they'll get excited.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think that is true. Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll talk about that. You have to bring that up. King Lazy says, yeah, my kitty always knows when I'm coming home. Always posts up in front of the door. So cute. Yeah, it is cute. Now, I don't know also, so what I'm going to talk about Saturday is there was this like study where researchers took people out and they took pet owners out, and the researcher picked what time they come home. They would randomly come home, and then they were filming the dog at the same time, and the dog would wake up like 5 or 10 minutes after they decided they were going to go home, and he'd start getting ready. It was crazy. So the dogs definitely are connected. They can read. You put that energy with them. And cats know everything. Let's remember that. Yeah, Jinx, if you have a question about pyrography, go ahead. Burn them back in the eyes. I'm not sure what that means, Vicky. All right, Kate, so the question from Jinx is, so the burners I have over a few uses, the tips become loose because of the heat, causing expansion and contraction. The tips then fall out when I try to use it. Is there a way to prevent this?
Yep. I've got these handy dandy pliers. These are Robo Grips, which I highly recommend. I love them. So you just twist it back in.
So that's a normal thing, as it heats up, the tips get loose?
Well, it's not from heating up that they get loose. It's from actually working with them that they get loose. And honestly, the better I've gotten at wood burning, the less I have to do it. Because my techniques are not as harsh anymore. But when I was starting out, I had harsher techniques. I didn't let the tool do the work as much as I do now. Now I just guide the tool. Before, I used to try to manhandle it into doing what I wanted and force it. If you just relax and let it do what it wants to, it's a lot easier. And you won't have to screw it in as often. So hopefully that answered that question. Thanks.
Oh, I got you, Vicky. Jinx says, awesome, thank you. I didn't even think about using pliers. Yes, I manhandle it, thanks. Yeah, you probably have. I used to have this problem with jewelry, is I would go in way too hard with etching.
Yes.
And you're just like trying to, where it's easier to let the tool do the work.
The tool tells you when it wants you to move. You can feel it. Like I gave an example earlier of hot knife through butter. It's kind of like that. When it gets, the longer you leave it on the wood, the deeper it gets and the easier it gets. So there's a lot of timing to doing it right, and it just takes practice. When I first started out, I had a lot more like deep burn marks that weren't necessarily part of the design in my work, and you'll see that a a lot of wood burn works out there in the world are, let me just say, not up to my personal standard of what I would want to do. And that's fine. A lot of people are just starting out and start selling their work, and I think that's great. But I guess with practice, it gets more refined. Like with anything, the more you do it, the more refined and exact it becomes.
Is the bark hard to burn through right there?
No, it's super easy. The bark is the easiest part to burn through. It's very light. You know, if you think about it, it'll float on water. It's very light stuff.
Jinx says, I have to take off, but what a great show. You're very talented, Kate. What a great meditation art form. And yes, I'm too, let's start it. I'm getting those deep wood burns. Take care of everybody. Yep, she's gonna go easier. And then there's lots of talks about animals in here. People are talking about having pet rats and how smart and cute they are. And weasels.
Why are people talking about pet rats?
Because we were still talking about how animals know when you're coming home.
Oh, they do, yeah.
And then someone was talking about their cat, and then someone was talking about their rats.
Oh, their rats. Okay, that's interesting.
And all kinds of stuff. So, I guess whatever animal you pour love into connects.
It seems to.
Oh, Jeremy, thanks for subscribing. Or Jeffrey Essays. Should move that up. Subscriber. Oh, looks like we're on intermission. Oh, no, we're back.
I've just started putting that intermission sign out when I'm looking at my work away from the desk.
I got you.
So people know that I'm not gone. I'm still here.
Jim P just came in. What kind of wood do you use? Like autumn woods or heartwoods or like late woods or like just normal spring woods or something different? Because hardwood is hard to carve.
I don't know what basswood is. I feel like it's a hardwood maybe, but I have no idea. Anyone know? And birchwood,
I'm not sure where
is that?
basswood comes down.
I don't know.
I mean, you're saying it's really easy to burn through. Maybe it is a softwood.
It might be soft. Yeah, it's a very nice wood to burn.
She mainly works in birch. Birch is her.
I might be changing to more basswood because I'm really enjoying the process of this. And it's easier to get, frankly.
But then your store would have to be burnt basswood.
Nah, I won't change the name. I like the name.
Yeah, for you guys, I was talking about, I was trying to make some friends with the crows outside, but I thought crows really like corn, right? Because people put scarecrows in cornfields, but I throw corn to them and they don't eat it. I don't know what the heck they want. I think they want, like, dead things, carrion or something, but it's not like I have carrion laying around. I guess I could give them dog food or something, but I don't know. I'm trying to make friends, because if you make friends with crows, they look out for you, for sure. But they're very shy creatures. They're hard to, you gotta put work into if you want to be friends with them. And if you piss them off even once, they remember it for life. Like,
that is true.
They teach their kids to hate you.
Yep, this is true. They're very intelligent birds.
Oh, Jeremy, thanks for the super chat. Super chat, $5 for Kate for sharing her artistic talent. I owe you $5, girl.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And for you, Jeremy, you get the Hypno Cat.
Yay, Hypno Cat.
That was nice of you. Yeah, if you guys want to tip Kate, man, she's... All I'm doing is keeping all the bells and whistles going and giving you just fine DJ music. Kate's doing the real work. Because Lava wanted some upbeat tribal music.
Tribal.
Because I'm just listening to these like African drum music. That's what it is right now, Kate.
That's cool. I like any of that music.
Yeah, I'm playing the world music today.
I like all that.
Omar says, the crow I know likes sardines.
Oh, well.
It doesn't like
Wow.
mackerel. Yes, they're picky and they're not easy to be friends with. The one I know loves sardines, but I also heard they eat dog food too. Yeah, that's what I heard is people throw dog food to them.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Or cat food, maybe.
I thought, you know, I thought crows really like corn. Like, isn't that the whole point of a scarecrow?
Scarecrow.
The name
yeah,
Scarecrow?
This is true.
They come and eat your cornfields, but apparently not. Or maybe they don't like dried corn. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to become friends with a crow. But I'm trying.
I think food is probably involved.
Yeah, I just don't... Apparently I'm not getting the kind of food they want. Omar, where were you? We were just talking about gins in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, true.
We missed you. He says they can turn into crows.
Oh. Cool.
Alright, we're going now Asian. Far East. We're out of Africa. We're moving into chanting. Oh, really? Marina says, I had a crow. Sometimes she'd come back with her boyfriend and they'd bring me stones or nuts.
Aww.
That's nice. So what did you feed them? How did you bribe them and become friends with them? Tell me more. Because I have seen people feed nuts to crows. They like cashews, apparently. Oh. But cashews are really expensive, and I like cashews. So,
I do too.
You know, I'll be in there eating them with the crows. I haven't had cashews in a while. We should totally eat some cashews.
Yeah.
Now I want cashews.
That
Thanks,
sounds
I'm
really
fasting.
good.
Thanks a lot. Can't have cashews till tomorrow.
I can.
Pilgrim loves cashews too. Corn doesn't have nutritional value. I mean, for birds, yes, birds can...
Actually, it does.
Birds can eat grains and actually
Of course,
convert them
corn
to real
has
stuff. They
nutritional
have a
value.
different kind of digestive system.
Every vegetable and fruit has nutritional value. Just saying.
Oh, Jorah, thanks for coming in. Yeah, Kate has been working on this for hours, and he says it's so beautiful. There's
Thank
lots
you.
of nice comments for you, Kate. You should...
Thank you to everyone for your nice comments. I appreciate
You
it.
should actually turn on the YouTubes one of these days. But the problem is, it very much distracts her to read the comments. This
Yeah,
is
it
kind of why I have
does.
to feed them in. She'd never get anything done.
Right.
So I have to read it to her. Omar, there's a video of a girl that has lots of crow friends, and she's been collecting presents and gives them for
Yeah, I've seen
many
that.
years in plastic bags and souvenirs, but the city supposedly is suing her for some dumb law.
Yeah, well, good luck with that.
They're trying to sue her for, oh, I forgot, it was something
Feeding
ridiculous.
the wildlife or something?
No, they're like, something even crazier, like starting a farm.
Okay.
Like her neighbors are the ones that ratted her out because they were tired of the crows.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wanted to have a show called Snitch Society where we talk about how to actually handle problems peacefully without ratting your neighbors out. So,
Yeah, good luck. This modern society is not gonna...
Yeah, mass feeding is what she got in trouble for. Mass feeding.
Mass feeding. How much
So-
did he feed them?
I didn't even know there's laws for that. I don't know.
I didn't either. What is that? Why
I
is
don't
that
know.
a law?
It's England. Though. They have like England's so regulated. It's even worse than the U.S.
Oh, it's way worse.
On some things.
It's
I mean, you
Orwellian.
guys, your
It's
privacy
literally
is zero in
Orwellian.
England. Like there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
Although it's getting pretty bad here. I'm gonna cruise myself out of the country one of these days. All of a sudden, I will just appear to you online somewhere, and you'll be like, "Why is he in Mongolia?" You're like streaming for me, or
That would be cool.
that would be
I would
me.
like that.
Plan on just disappearing. Hey, what's happening, Salted? Why is there no cash wet ice cream? If you mean cashew, yeah, there is cashew ice cream actually.
Yeah, there's a ton
And
of
they even
it.
sell it at Walmart, I believe.
Yep.
It's excellent. If you're trying to get off dairy and you still want junk food, you'll still get diabetes eating it, but at least you're off dairy. It's a lot less inflammatory. So whenever I really have an urge for ice cream, I buy it. It's like $5 for a pint though. It's expensive, but
Yeah.
if you don't,
It's
I don't
worth
get to
it,
eat ice
though.
cream much, so it's worth it. What'd you say? Kate, did you say something about cashew ice cream?
I said it's good.
Oh yeah, I get the kind with caramel in it.
There are a bunch of different flavors though. Yeah.
You say caramel or caramel? Kate?
Me? Caramel.
You say caramel?
Caramel.
Did you say pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
See, so we say it completely opposite.
Yes,
that
we're opposites. Yep.
I have caramel pecan and you say caramel pecan.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not the same. We'll have separate ice creams.
Come on. Separate ice cream.
Right. See? They have a northern version and a southern version, depending on how you say it.
Although what's funny is in the grocery store they actually have scallop potatoes and they have what's the other name for them? You know what I'm talking about. Au gratin and scalloped, and they're the exact same box, the exact same ingredients, but with a different name. They sell both right next to each other.
So
yeah.
scallop is au gratin, but
As far as I can tell, they're exactly the same.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
Au gratin. You guys have to. Anna Justice. I have a relative that lives only on potatoes. Yeah, that's a thing.
It's a
there's
thing.
a
The
thing called
McDougler is out there.
the Starch Solution, Dr. McDougler, and he
Dougler.
promotes starch diets. Although, if you mix sweet potatoes, beans, and rice, you have every amino acid and every nutrient you need. You can live on just like beans and sweet potatoes and beans, and have everything you need. So it is like the cheapest way to live.
My
honestly.
brother lived on sweet potatoes for years.
How do you do with it?
He loved it.
Yeah, now where people go wrong is they put, bacon, butter, and whipped cream on their sweet
Yeah.
potatoes, and
Don't
then
do
they're
that.
no longer healthy. But if you eat just like a potato and can eat a plain potato, they're actually very healthy. So,
Yep.
and people can lose weight on that kind of starch. There's some people that do really good on starch, and there's some that don't. Like, I love eating starch, but it makes me feel crappy. My brain feels better on starch, but it gives me really bad cravings to eat all day. I do better on fruit. Fruit is what I do best on, but I don't eat enough of it. And I like beans, but they kind of tear me up. Yeah, King Lazy, they have cashew ice cream, and it's excellent. It's just a little expensive, but you can actually buy it at Walmart, I believe, so it's cheaper. If you get it at a health food store, you're gonna pay like $10 at Whole Foods, where
Yeah.
you can get the exact same thing for $5 at Walmart.
Yep. It's about $5.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anything at Whole Foods is so expensive. Oh my God. Hey, Vicky, does Canada have their own version of Whole Foods, or is Whole Foods there? Omar says, I like big blocked potatoes with ketchup and mayo and egg on the side. Oh, and an extra is good. Yeah, I go back and forth. I've actually become very fond of potato crowns and tots, like where they're the pieces left over and you just kind of bake them up. But I also really like, Kate makes a really good vegan cheese sauce and makes these scallop potato things that I can't seem to get her to make anymore, but we used to have them at Thanksgiving a year or two ago. That was awesome, man. I liked your, you actually cut potatoes up and made them. That was crazy. Now we just like use a box. But you used real potatoes there for a while. That was excellent. I need to take time and do that again, Kate. Those were really good. The homemade scallop. I don't think she can hear me.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing with this piece. So I just keep looking at it. I'm kind of concentrating on what I'm wood burning here.
Pilgrim says you can't fake cheese flavor. You can get pretty close, man.
You
a lot of the
can
nut
pretty
cheeses,
much get close now.
The nut cheeses are really close. They're good.
When I became vegetarian over, I don't know, whatever, 21 or 22 years ago, whatever, there was like nothing on the market. And I've gone through all the different fake cheeses out there, alternative cheeses out there, and they've gotten better and better and better. And now, Taryn just had one the other day from Market Basket that was absolutely cheese-like. There is no debate. It was cheese, basically.
Yeah,
vegan,
really
though.
Good. Everybody says you need to make those potatoes for me, and I say that you don't cook anymore. I can't remember the last time you cooked something for me. It's been a long time.
Well, I'm at work all the time.
Yeah, so she comes home.
And when I'm not at work, I'm working at home, like right here. So, or chilling.
No, I'm actually more the cooking of. I offer to cook all the time, but we eat different diets, so we don't really eat together much. Jory, I used to grow gourds. I bought a wood burning kit to decorate them, but never tried it out. This inspired me to give it a go.
Yay!
I think you can burn gourds, right, Katie?
Oh, absolutely, you can burn gourds. Yep, and they look really cool. I've never done it. I would love to do it. Anyone want to send me a gourd? I'll try it. I don't know where you get them. I guess online.
I mean, we do have some. You know, I don't see why we couldn't grow a gourd. Zucchini grows well here.
Yeah, I think it would grow well.
We could do a pumpkin.
How you preserve the gourd, I have no idea though.
Yeah, I don't know how that works either. I think they dry them out for a long time.
I guess you just dry them, yeah.
I don't know if you guys know how to preserve. Oh my gosh, Jess Trick showed up. What is going on, Jess? Where have you been? People have been talking. They've been talking. I'm glad to have you back. Yeah, I don't know how to dry gourds. We'll have to figure that out. If any of you guys know that answer.
I have no idea.
No idea.
I mean, because I think the seeds are still in there, you know, they have to be.
Jorah says you got to let them dry on the vine and then scrape off the skin. Oh. Okay, so
the ones I'm talking about have the skin still.
Maybe they're a different kind of gourd or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. All I can think about is The Life of Brian whenever people talk about gourds. Do you guys remember that movie? It was a really politically incorrect movie from Monty Python, where a guy named Brian gets mistaken as Jesus, and like he carries this gourd and he puts this gourd down, and people make it like a religious object and start following him around with the gourd. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you're probably giggling. Otherwise, this sounds weird. Char remembers the movie. I can't believe Kate is making it more and more beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to watch it, like, you know, you wouldn't even believe unless you watched it happen live. Like, you guys are watching the process, and when she gets done, you're still going to be like, nah, she didn't make that. You know.
You know what? It's a very simple process. Anyone can do it. The difference is I chose to do it, and I chose to do it for 14 years. That's the only difference. You can do it too. Anyone can do this.
Pilgrim says, when do you know when to stop?
When I'm done.
That's nice.
I don't know. When I feel like it's a complete thought, yeah, then I stop. I have gone overboard before and destroyed things, though, so I don't want to do that.
I would imagine there's a lot to learn in the beginning on... It's so hard. I mean, when you can ask any artist that, like, when do you stop painting? When do you stop drawing? When is enough enough? And
well, the answer, it's like, when do you
pieces.
stop going back and reading your novel and correcting it, or your short story? When do you stop tweaking it? Probably never, unless you make yourself stop tweaking it. Because artists and writers and, you know, people like that, musicians, they just keep going. They just keep fixing it and fixing it and fixing it and fixing it and adding it and adding. You gotta know when to stop, and that is a tricky balance. And sometimes I don't get it right, and sometimes I do. And it's all, you know, it's all a learning process. The whole thing.
Char says, it looks so relaxing. Is it expensive to start up?
I got this wood burning tool as a gift from my mom 14 years ago. In the market back then, it was probably like 30 bucks. Now it's probably 40 bucks or 45 maybe. It's a whole kit that I got. I still have the box. It's a Versa tool that I have made by Walnut Hollow. Comes with a bunch of different tips, none of which I use. I use the universal tip. Universal point, I guess is what it's called. And that's all I use, but it came with a bunch of other stuff. All you need is a piece of wood, which you can get for free, and a wood burning tool, which you can get for less than 40 bucks. And even if you want to get an inexpensive wood burning tool, it's like 15 bucks. So it's very cheap.
Now, Kate and I also used to go harvest wood. She
Yep.
used to actually burn on bark.
Yeah.
She would dry out cedar bark.
No,
What? Not
birch bark.
cedar. I mean birch bark. Birch bark.
Cedar bark is not the thing.
We
Yeah.
have a neighbor who wood burns on any piece of wood you give him. You can give him like he takes
he's cool.
like leftover plywood and scrap wood, and
It's kind of odd that our next door neighbor is also a wood burner.
it's
but
amazing
true.
when you get into this. How many people still wood burn?
So we can
I thought
talk about it.
I thought it was like a dead art, but people still do it.
Yeah, it's mostly what I hear is that, oh yeah, I did that as a kid. I totally forgot about it. And that's basically, most people tried it in school or tried it as a kid and just kind of forgot about it.
It was very popular in the 50s and 60s. Like,
Yeah.
people, we were watching Andy Griffith. And Andy Griffith, like, Opie gets in trouble for wood burning Andy's door.
Yeah.
He, like, wanted to wood burn numbers in the side of the door or something. And if you listen to, like, I was listening to some Christmas music, and these little kids, like, Christmas music from, like, the 40s, all they wanted was a wood burning kit. Like, you know, it was a big gift back in the day, and a very popular art form. I remember, I think I tried it when I was in Cub Scouts, and that was about it. Like, it was one of those Cub Scout things. Anna says, as a child, I would trace coloring book pages onto the back of paneling scraps. Yep. And it's probably a really smart, cheap way to go. I would imagine just practicing takes a while to learn. Kate tried to let me learn, and I couldn't even write my name or do a curve without screwing it up. Or a straight line was really hard, actually.
Well, we had a booth at a festival, and Taryn was doing chiropractic, and I was doing wood burning. And I was doing live, well, I don't know. I was letting people walk up and try wood burning different shapes and stuff, and what they discovered what most people discovered was that this is actually really difficult to do well. It's not difficult to do, it's just difficult to do it well, and it takes a lot of practice and knowledge. So if you want to get good at this, which I still would love to improve, just do it often.
And by the way, if you're joining us via Facebook today, Kate's Facebook page, this is the very first time we've ever streamed to that. Welcome. I cannot see the Facebook posts, but Kate can, and she'll check them at breaks. So she's not ignoring you if you're commenting over there. She's just ignoring you right now. She's in the groove.
I'm in the groove, literally.
What's wrong,
yeah, so
Reagan?
when you wood burn it, the point, the tip, makes a deep groove in. And so actually you can use that to your advantage. So you can get in the groove of some of the lines, and it helps you make a line from that point and stuff like that. It's kind of advanced moves, I guess, but it is a thing you can do. So I like mandalas because it's repetitive, which, you know, adds to the meditational aspect of it, but you get into a groove, like literally and figurative. You just get into this, it's almost like a dance in a way, where you just keep doing these moves over and over, and you every time you do them, you learn something, how to do it a little bit better. Every time I do anything, I'm trying to do it better than last time. Which, you know, a line is a line is a line. Not really. It really depends how you do the line, how hard you push, how little you push, how long you let the tip burn in, how much you lift up and out to get a tip on the end of the line if you want a sharp tip. All kinds of stuff to just a basic line. Is it straight? The line should be straight. So should it be curved? The bark keeps falling off.
Does it burn off when you do that, the bark?
No, I keep whapping it and it comes off in little chunks. There's still a lot left though. Yep.
I think everybody's been hypnotized and chilling out. There's no more comments, and everybody's like just listening to the music and watching.
Yeah, it's all good.
What are you doing now? Is that a shading?
Yeah, I'm shading with the side is flat on the universal tip, and so I'm just putting a little color in where I feel like it should go. Good thing about art is, you know, who cares? You can do whatever you want. It's subjective anyway, so just do what you want. And even if you don't like what you just did, what I found is a lot of people will like it. Even when you mess up, it doesn't mean other people will notice it or even care. I've made big mistakes that I thought were glaring mistakes, and nobody noticed, and nobody said anything, and everyone loved it, and it was all good. So even, you know, while you're working, it's your nose is in the work, your eyes get tired and all this stuff, but and you see the details more because it's right in your face for hours and hours. But when you step back and step away, the mistakes kind of disappear and people don't notice as much. And if there are mistakes, it's part of the character of the piece. No other person on Earth will ever have this piece again, because it's only one. It's the only one like this. And I think it's cool.
I think it's a good mood to finish that out. It looks way better.
You think so?
Yeah.
I just am,
like
I'm
missing.
debating what to do with it now, so I keep having to put my intermission thing down here, put the work of art arm's length out from me so I can get a better perspective on it and kind of imagine what I want to do next, because I better get it right. You know, I only got one chance to do this, so I gotta figure out what I think would look best and then do it, and then step back and look at it again from afar, and it's just a process like that. I think any art, you gotta step back and gain some perspective again. So, because you get kind of sucked into the work, like a video game or like watching TV or whatever. You kind of become part of it after a while and lose perspective on, you know, what it's like from another perspective. I really am digging this basswood. It's very smooth. There aren't a lot of knots. There's not a lot of sap. It's really just a nice canvas to work on. I'm enjoying it.
Kelly, thanks for joining us. Kelly Davis. Beautiful and amazing, to say the least. Yeah, we've been streaming a few hours now. Kate's getting close to the end of this. I know she wants to finish it out today, though.
So I just have to look at the work and see where I'm going with it. I have no idea at the moment, so I got to figure it out. It's part of the fun, is figuring out what I want to do. It's a little different when I'm on camera and people are waiting, though. I gotta say.
It's fine. Take your time, Kate. Because this is a good time to show them your store. There you go.
There you go.
I'll take this intermission minute to show you. Kate does have a store if you want to buy these pieces over at Etsy. And if you are on Etsy, please favorite her store. That does help a lot with her getting discovered over there. You can find her store at Burnt Birch. And sometimes if you search it, it doesn't show up in the Etsy bar. It's easier just to use the URL of just put it burntbirch.etsy.com. And although the store is kind of light right now on pieces, the holidays kind of wiped her out. There are a few things over there still. But you can go over there and take a look at kind of different things she does. And all these are by hand. You can watch her do them. And a lot of stuff, like there's how she finishes the back. This is a picture of one of the backs of her stuff that she'll actually do art and brand it in the back. She'll burn her name in there. And then she also does animal pieces and more pattern. And then, you know, some popular pieces like the Flower of Life sort of stuff. So you check out her store while you're watching this if you want, and I'll also link it in the description, and you might even see a little card popping up that takes you to her store. But over the months, she's going to refill this place. Unless she just sells everything she makes on here. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem I've been getting is every time I make something, it's bought. So it's really hard to fill my store whenever I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's a good problem to have, like people have said. Oh, that's a good problem to have. Yes, it is, but it's still a problem. It's really hard to keep up sometimes. So, but with my new work schedule, I should be able to hopefully do a medium piece every week or a big piece every week or two or whatever. For me, this is a slightly bigger piece. Let's see. A lot of the pieces I've been doing have been more like this size. You can see it in comparison to this. Even though it's only a couple inches bigger, that is a heck of a lot more work than it looks like. So even an inch in diameter is a big deal with wood burning. So just so you know.
Oh, I'm glad you're back, Jess. It's been a while since I've seen you around, so I figured you were just swamped for holiday stuff. But we think about you. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're digging the wood burning. We're starting to do a few more things like this with Kate's art, just for fun. I didn't feel really like doing a full show today, so we did this instead. But I will be having a live show Saturday at noon if you're around, so I hope you'll show up for that. We're going to talk about dark matter. Anna Justice says, I have never seen anything so intricate made with wood burning. Thanks for sharing your art.
Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm known for, is the detail I put into stuff. I don't know why there isn't more detailed work out there, but probably because it is really hard to learn to do well. It really is hard. It took me years and years and years and years to get pretty much anywhere with it. You can do basic designs right away, but honing the skills that you learn takes decades. I mean, I'm not even close to there yet. I'm better than I used to be, but every time I do it, I'm improving in little teeny ways, in my technique, in learning to do things a different way or a better way, and also in my art itself. Some of my older works are they're similar, but they're a lot more basic, a lot less detailed. And as I've gotten more comfortable with wood burning, it's become more detailed. Because it's easier, I'm faster at it, I know what I'm doing now, I just gotta do it kind of thing. It's just kind of I'm more into get it done now than then when I was learning, it was more like, how do I do this, or what do I do? And now I kind of know what I'm doing. I just gotta figure it out and just follow through with the motions. And I have to keep looking at it from afar. That's the only way I can tell what is going on with it. I'm getting there, getting there. There's still a lot of white space left. I'm not sure what I think about that.
Anna Justice says, I would think the type of wood makes a big difference on how intricate you can be.
Yes, the type of wood definitely matters. This seems to be a very, I guess I would call it a fine grain wood, where the, I don't know how to describe it, but it's a very, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but they do vary quite a lot, especially with the sap and the rings and stuff like that. It varies pretty widely, so fun thing you can do is just get a bunch of different types of wood and burn designs on them and see what you think. And you can probably do different effects with different woods and stuff like that. It wouldn't surprise me that you could do different stuff with different wood canvases, so
So I see Lava Girl's just coming in. Hey, hello. Good to see you. We are about 3 hours into this part 2, so the first part was also about 3 hours long. Kate is finally getting out to the edges of this piece, and she's doing some shading and detail work and trying to decide how to finish it out. We're just being able to talk about anything, and we're just like hanging out. Jeremy C says, have you tried exotic woods? I love the natural colors of purple heart, bloodwood, etc. I don't even know what those woods are. Do you know what
I
those
don't
are?
either. No.
Yeah,
Nope.
You're way more hip.
No
than
idea.
us.
I have no idea. If they have a lot of sap, I don't want to burn on them. That's all I know about the types of wood. Yeah, I have no idea what those are, but they sound cool. If you try it, let me know if you like it or not. Different woods, I can definitely use some input about different types of woods. I've worked on quite a few types now, but I'm willing to work on more and see what I think. I really don't know until I do it, so. I'm still trying to figure out how to finish this.
I think you should end it with cats. Put little cat prints, paw prints all around the edges.
Paw prints everywhere.
That's right. Always end with a cat.
Paw prints for all.
You should try to see if you can design something with hidden cats in it. Like, people would have to really look.
I have done works with hidden messages and hidden pictures and stuff in them. It's pretty fun.
Oh, you should really do a hidden cat. That'd be awesome.
Oh, well, yeah, I could.
You should hide, from now on, you should put Cool Cat in every piece somewhere. Just hide him.
Just hide him in
It'd be
the...
like your trademark. People would have to find the cat like Waldo.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool idea.
Only people that were really hip would know to look.
Yeah, I love artists who put hidden goodies in there. I like finding them. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but whatever. Roll with it. That's what I'm doing. I just feel like more circles are needed, so that's what I'm doing. I don't really know.
Jeremy C says, they are hardwoods I used a long time back in woodworking. Deep purple, deep red. Just finished with the tongue oil. I believe I used. Been many years. Vicky says cat lovers would go for it, and they would try to find a cat. That's right. Lava Girl says super talented. I love the smell of wood burning. Do you wood burn, Lava Girl? Have you done it? I think everybody's watching has tried it at one time. They all talk about the smell.
Almost always in their childhood, people have tried it. But, you know, maybe if I can renew anyone's interest in it, that would be awesome, because it's really one of my favorite things to do. It's just fun. And it's fun and challenging at the same time. Because I don't care who you are, you have not mastered wood burning. It's like you can get better every time.
Mr. Kenny says, Doc, I hope she's using ventilation.
Yeah, I'm well ventilated over here. I mean, decently so.
That she used to wear a mask all the time.
I did, and it was really annoying. And
she doesn't wear one much anymore.
I really don't wear one unless I'm doing. Let me get this example here. Unless I'm doing super dark black, heavy shading. I don't wear one anymore because I don't really need to. It's just little wisps of smoke. But when I'm doing this dark black, deep dark black burn, I will wear a mask because that is like setting a fire under your face. There's so much smoke.
No.
So, if I'm doing dark black, I will wear a mask, which I have, in fact, right here. Just in case I need it, because I never really know what I'm doing till I'm doing it.
Reverend Hall asks, is it more that softwood burns easier and thus cooler temperature over a hardwood, or do you feel the ring growth is more important?
What was the question?
Is it more that softwood burns easier?
Oh.
And thus at a cooler temperature over hardwood? Or do you think it has to do with the ring growth?
It's kind of both. I would think. I know ring growth hold on, I gotta see what I'm doing here. I just messed up everywhere. Crap. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. You're online.
No, I didn't. I'm good. Wait. I don't see what I'm doing here, though. Okay. Sorry, I got really distracted there somehow. Yeah, the growth rings are probably the most important part of the wood, to not have them. Or at least to not have the sap between them, because when you hit that sap, it burns so much faster that it'll create big black blobs where the sap used to be. Because it lights on fire instantly. It's 950 degrees, so it's like it can really mess with your work, and it makes wood burning a lot harder if you have to deal with sap all the time. So I think that's probably the most important part of picking out a wood, and I think that's probably part of why basswood is so popular, is it doesn't have the sap, it smells good, and it's very smooth and soft to burn on, easy to burn on. So, and it's got great bark. It's just a good look all the way around. It doesn't have a lot of blemishes on it. It did have one. You can still see it here. This is a blemish in the actual wood itself, not something I did. You can see it on the back. Well, it's kind of dirty now. But you can see these marks here are the actual core of the wood. And that's, you know, I can't do anything about that. I did what I could to disguise it, but it is wood, and you get imperfections, and you just gotta take it as part of the, you know, part of the thing. Part of the attraction, I guess, is that it is not perfect.
Yeah, and I think anyone that's going to buy like a handmade thing is going to appreciate that. Otherwise, why not just go to... There's probably 100 stores on Etsy that have a laser machine that burns perfect patterns out. you know, and they can't do
Okay.
this kind of detailed work, and
So,
the love doesn't go in, I don't think.
speaking of the mask, I'm putting it on now because I've decided that I'm gonna do a very dark area around it to make it pop out from the background more. So I might be a little muffled if I'm talking. If you can't hear me through the mask, let me know. I'm putting it on right now.
Kate, check your Facebook before you dive into this. Make sure there's nobody asking questions. It's just sitting there.
No, it's looking good.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Dive in. Yeah, John, without imperfections, it would look like some factory computer did it. And that's what people, you know, they have to understand. The point is to get handmade art, and the fact that she's streaming it and you can watch every piece of this if you really want. You know, whoever buys this has a record of it being made. How cool is that? And how it's being done, and what she's thinking about. It's really neat.
I don't know if you can see all the smoke coming up from this, but it's a lot.
Yeah, we can see the smoke on here.
And what happens when I do this, see the sides of the tip are flat. So I just hold the side of the tip and move it slowly, but what happens is the sap in the wood, there is sap in the wood, just not as much as other ones, but I have to scrape it off my wood burning tip because my tip won't wood burn anymore after a minute. It just gets stuck and sticky with sap, so I gotta flake it off every once in a while. Now is the time. Can you guys still hear me okay? Am I muffled now?
I think I can hear you. Go ahead.
Now is the time where you really hope you didn't make a mistake, because if you did, it's too late. So.
If you need to concentrate, you can shut up and just work.
No, I already did the first move, and I can't go back now. So hopefully it's good. I don't know. I've never done it on camera before, so it's a little distracting, to be honest, and a little more difficult to do talking to everyone while I'm trying to think, you know, what I'm doing with this.
Don't talk on this ring then. Just.
Oh, this ring is. It's more like, should I even do this ring now? And I can't undo it.
Well, you can make like opposing patterns and just put a few dark spots in.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do every other one dark is what I'm gonna do, and then try to fix it like that, because it's way too dark and I don't like what I'm doing right now, but I have to fix it and make it work. So this happens, you just gotta roll with it and keep going and come up with a solution that kind of helps take your eye back to where it should be. That's the problem with wood burning, is you really don't know until you do it. It's almost impossible to know. So, live and learn. It's just the way it goes. And I will do my best to put out a good finishing product.
It'll still be a happy little tree.
That's awesome.
John says he grows trees for a living. That'd be a cool job, man. I want a tree farm, but you're probably dead by the time you actually see your trees come down to full growth. But
You're probably dead.
Yeah, it takes like for hardwoods 50 years.
Oh, wow.
I think I'll grow bamboo. You can actually see it in a year or two.
Yeah, bamboo is cool. I love it.
Oh, Lava Girl, don't go. You just got here. We had all these questions about polar bears I need your help with. Vicky tried to give us an insight, but all she kept talking about was spirit bears. No polar bears. I want to go to Manitoba and see the polar bears. That's happening in my life. So if any of you guys listening are from Manitoba and you want to put me up so I can go see a polar bear, let me know. Bye, lava. Audio problems. So I can change the music. This is too chill. Let's try this one. Oh, this is also chill. Oh, your phone's dying. Okay. Hey, thanks for coming in, Jeremy. I really appreciate it.
I think I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
You're not gonna finish around the edges, or?
You know what? I gotta figure out how to fix it now, and it's gonna take me some thought on how to fix it. And I'm really tired and really hot and haven't eaten yet. So
all right, we can stop the stream.
Yeah. So I think I'm good for now. I'll finish it either on air or off air, and I will let you know what the end result is. But I'm really unhappy with what I did with this outer ring, so I gotta fix it somehow.
I think it'll look good.
Yeah, I just I'm not a fan of it. So
you can kind of black out the whole edges to make it look like petals there.
Well, you know what I might end up doing is just blacking out this entire section, so that all you see is the intersection, which then you don't see the wood or the bark, which is...
Well, you could go up to the bark and stop.
I could. Yes, I could.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I might do that then. You know, that's the thing with this stuff is you don't really know. So I guess my plan now is to kind of... What I did here in the background, just to make this inside thing pop, I think I might do it here now with just all this white space here.
It's good. Makes
I'll try to figure it out. But I am still tired and I do still need a break. So I think I'm going to bow out for now. I've been working for like 4 hours or something.
You must work. It's like a Vietnamese sweatshop here. You continue. Didi Mao. Didi Mao.
Thank you all for watching. I'm really tired and need to eat. So.
Thanks guys for tuning in. And again, any tips you drop, I'll give them to Kate. Also, the thing is I will be obviously producing stuff this week, but I will be doing a live show about dark matter Saturday if you want to tune back in at noon on for live stuff. And I will be also producing information currently this month. I'm testing many different alternative streaming for YouTube. I'm going to be doing a lot of stories about library coming up this week. LBRY. Library is an interesting creature, but it's very much in the beta phases. So if you guys like cryptocurrency and you like helping beta test stuff, you can make a little bit of money right now just hanging out, helping the library community test stuff. Now, if you're interested in that, you'll want to check out my stories coming out this week. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the chill time, and I had a lot of fun yakking with you guys. And Kate, if you want to say anything before you split.
I want to say thanks for coming, hanging out, chilling, and for the questions and comments. I really appreciate them. And I hope that if you have a wood burning kit, that you get it out and give it a try.
Yay, she's going to bring back wood burning one of you at a time.
That's right.
All right. So please check me out if you're on any of these alternative platforms. And I really appreciate that. So keep a watch out this week. Again, in the winter here for this month, I'm going to be talking about these other platforms, and then I'll swing back as the weather gets better to start doing some more farming stuff. I got a lot of cool videos to put out coming up, but I'm waiting for the weather to be a little better. And also, if you have any ideas, feel free to hit me up and talk to me. You can reach me the best way is over at Patreon. If you're a Patreon, and I want to thank some of you guys, our Patreons in here watching, I really appreciate that. And I am trying to not be so dependent on YouTube and its dirty, dirty ad money. So if you want to free me, so I don't have to keep being, I feel like a pimp prostitute relationship with YouTube, you can free me from my pimp by coming over to Patreon and signing up for as little as $1 a month. I'd really appreciate it if you want to help out. Otherwise, obviously, you can keep watching everything here on YouTube for free. And if you are still watching on YouTube, you'll see these windows appearing right now. If you're watching anywhere else, thank you so much, and feel free to drop some cryptocurrency to keep me going. Love y'all. Support each other. Love each other. Be nice to your cat. We'll see you guys for the next art stream.